and topical pain relieving ointments to CBD pet oil and body lotions, shampoos, even coffee and creamers. HempWorks pure quality products will improve your life and all carry a 60-day guarantee. For more information, you can visit hempworks.com/oceanstate. That's hempworks.com/oceanstate. For more information locally, you can contact Dave LaMountain at 401-644-4363. That's 401-644-4363. hempworks.com/oceanstate.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for decades. It's the go-to spot for great breakfast and lunch. Takeout, too, at 828-4160. AJ's, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
I want to remind the world that AJ's is closed today, but if you're shopping on Black Friday, no better place to stop for breakfast. And you may even see me there. Welcome back to Mazdicki Field on the brisk confines of Arctic Hill. Johnny Booth, John Parenti. Did Doobie walk in?
He's right behind.
Hey, Raymond.
He's
Happy
not.
Thanksgiving. He's not hooked. He's not hooked up.
He's
yet.
not hooked up yet.
Get the man hooked
Your
up.
headphones right there.
So, as I mentioned ad nauseum already, 58th edition of the Thanksgiving Day rivalry between Coventry and West Warwick. The Wizards have the healthy lead at 45-10. There have been two ties. One of them, the first game I ever saw, a scoreless tie in the wind and rain back in 1967 at the old, venerable West Warwick Athletic Field. That was a very forgettable experience.
The one I'll remember, John, 93, it was like about a -20 wind chill around here that day. That had to be the coldest I ever was, and I bet Boots hasn't turned my mic on yet. Oh, my, okay, I was just covering myself. No.
Yep.
I can hear him.
Oh. Yeah, you don't have to get me.
All right, I don't have to.
Continue with your show. The old man's all set.
All right. Yeah, Raymond, I remember that day. It was brisk, to say the least.
That was like a 12-layer day for you.
Yeah. Today it's only 3 guys. We're braving the elements. It's a 3. The Oakers come here with a record of 2-7 in league play. The Wizards are winless in varsity competition. They played 2 Froshmore teams. And Ray, I want to talk to you about this too, because you and I were speaking not long ago about the break.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that these teams basically haven't been on a football field in about a month.
About a month, and it's there are about 3 different things that come into play there. I mean, first is obviously is conditioning. You're not sure, you know, it's just tough to maintain game shape when you've got a month off from games. The second thing is just timing. You know, you lose that. You know, you're not focused at practice. You can't focus for a month. It doesn't towards one game. It just doesn't work that way.
And nothing's done at game speed at practice.
And that's exactly my point. Game speed is just not, you know, you're in shells or you're with shoulder pads and helmets most of the time. Very, very little contact. And I just think the third thing is just the kids lose the incentive. You don't, you know, what am I playing for? If you keep going, you always have a goal. But when you go 4 weeks and the goal is 4 weeks away, you know, it's just hard to stay focused on that. So I think especially I don't know, you and I talked about it. I don't like this playoff setup for that reason. And I think what we'll see for a while, at least the first quarter, it's going to get a little sloppy until everybody gets into it.
What I do like about it is the fact that they have taken steps to provide a 5-6 game, if you will, where the fifth place team, the non-qualifier games, 5-6-6-5, but then they don't follow it up.
They don't follow it up. Yeah, I mean, for West Warwick, it fell in the middle, so it's a 2-week off game, 2 week off.
Yeah.
Tomorrow would be 2 weeks off.
If they went 5 plays 6, 6 plays 5. The winners play the following week, and the losers play the following week.
That would be good.
That would be a little bit better and would bring the gap to about 10 days
yeah,
between the last Saturday
Yeah, you
and
can
Thanksgiving.
you can handle that a lot better than a month. I mean, I feel bad for Dave Cato and his coaching staff, for the kids. They just took everything out of it. You take the season away almost.
This is what I give Dave credit for. He was able to fill part of the void by playing 2 Froshmore teams, Cranston Wests and Johnston's, I believe, because he's got the freshmen and the sophomores, and
That's
they're
what he's playing all
they're
year.
so
That's what
prevalent.
he's played all year.
Exactly, with the exception of Leo Salazar and Taylor play down there, and they did well. They beat both teams. Granted, they don't count any standing by any means, but they were able to work on their execution. They were able to work offensively, defensively, special teams, all 3 phases of the game, as Mr. Belichick would say. But at least they had game competition.
Absolutely, and it's like you said, especially for West Warwick, since they play so many freshmen and sophomores, that's important.
You're listening to the Aurora Fuel pregame show here on I-95.1. We're going to take a quick break. Be back with more in just a moment.
Buying home heating oil isn't glamorous, but keeping your family warm is one of the most important duties you have. Trust Aurora Fuel to provide you affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery all year round. Whether you're a long-time customer or one of Aurora Fuel's growing number of first-time clients, you'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel. 615-8662. The number again is 615-8662. Aurora Fuel.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
Back at Mazzocchi Field with Johnny Boots and Ray Doobie. I'm John Parenti. Getting ready for a presentation to the 2 seniors on the Westmore football team and the several cheerleaders.
Senior Day, yes.
What does it speak, however, gentlemen, for the fact that on a football team with a roster of 65 or so, that you have only 2 seniors, while you have maybe 14 cheerleaders, and you have maybe 6 seniors.
Yeah.
That shows you the relative youth of the West Warwick football team.
Well, it also means you got a future if you're West Warwick. You're looking at your squad and saying, okay, yeah, we have to go through this year. It's a freshman squad. It's like, the freshman teams I used to coach trying to take on a varsity team. It's a struggle, but it also means that especially with the numbers, you got a lot of people coming back, and you get a lot of people who understand what's going on next year, and so that works to their advantage. Not necessarily today, but it tells people from West Warwick that you've got an up-and-coming team coming, and there is some talent out there, especially when you start with DeAndre Chase.
2 major subplots, which I think we need to address, Ray. Number 1 is DeAndre Chase, and the similarities between the West Warwick feature running back and Nick Carpinello of Coventry. They're both bullish on America.
No, they're just flat out bulls.
But it's interesting to watch them go head to head. And when you talk to the West Warwick kids, they talk about tackling Carpinello. When you talk about the Coventry kids, they talk about how hard it is to bring down DeAndre Chase. And I think that's one of the interesting subplots we have.
It is, but I think the bigger thing, to be honest with you, John, is I think for Coventry, they are sophomore and up. For West Warwick, they're freshmen and I don't care. They're playing their very first Thanksgiving Day game. There are a lot of butterflies floating around with a lot of the kids on this team, but But it also means that for the next couple of years, we're going to be in for some dogfights, I think, in terms of just Thanksgiving Day games between these two teams. I can see them both making the playoffs next year because it's like anything else. Most of the teams that are in playoffs this year lose everybody. There's junior, senior teams. These kids are going to be coming up and gaining the experience they've had for a year or two, so that's going to make a difference. So, this is a futures game. More than anything else, it's a futures game and it's a pride game.
The second subplot, most important subplot, is injuries. You look at the Coventry roster, and Chris Fernandez, the starting tight end, out with an ACL injury. Jake Pino, starting halfback, out with an injury. Nate Carroll, the outstanding wideout, out with an injury. West Warwick relatively healthy coming into today's game.
Yeah, but Coventry's got the guys healthy that they need to have healthy. You already mentioned Nick Carpinello. You look at the quarterback for Coventry. I mean, he's a heck of a player. And he's gonna, I think, have some trouble today, though, because when you stand here and you start watching things blowing around, I'm looking at the flag right now for the cheerleaders in the Coventry team. It's blowing literally left to right as we're looking at the field. I had it right.
Yeah.
I'm not that old there, Boots. He's giving me the hand direction.
Because I already said that earlier. I did that too. I did that the first time.
And trust me, it is going to play havoc once the ball gets in the air. It's going to be an interesting flight, so to speak. I wouldn't want to be flying out of green today.
You mentioned that fact with Phil Turner. I told you Coventry came out here now it's about 40 minutes ago. When they went into their little huddles and their little practices, Will Turner's first 5 passes were nowhere near intended receivers during the warm-ups. Nowhere near. He has to acclimate very, very quickly. They're going to run the ball a lot today.
It's going to be Nick left, Nick right, and for West Warwick it's going to be Andre left and Andre right.
One of the things I learned when I was talking to Stanley Dunbar is, and you're going to have to watch this for me, is where they set Tom McCarthy, because he'll get the ball in the wing reverse. They've also added another wrinkle. They'll go Wildcat with Sean Kelly, the outstanding wideout. So expect some different looks from the Oakers offensively.
And we hope that the West Warwick coaching staff wasn't listening to us just then. Guys, we got to watch out for.
Whoops.
Little scouting report from John Parenti. But, it's going to be, you know what, with the playoffs done, and state champions done, and everything else. This becomes their championship game for these two teams. Despite 4 weeks off and despite playing Frosh games and Froshmore games and whatever, these kids want to play. It's Thanksgiving. It's, what did you say? How many? 65? Well, no, you started 67. 58th meeting. I mean, there's a tradition that they know they uphold by being part of a West Warwick football team or a Coventry football team. So neither team wants to go home and have a lukewarm Thanksgiving dinner. That's what it amounts to.
Nor do I.
Well, we'll call the boss and make sure you're taken care of.
The Oakers stand to our right with the wind stiffly blowing the Trust the Process flag, which we're so familiar with. Stanley Dunbar's motto from the day he set foot at the Art Flory Gym with his team for the first time. The Wizards have made it to their bench and are right there along the sideline with Jack Oscarson Sr., who today officiates his 500th career game.
Oh, wow.
So it's congratulations to Jack. And
how many broadcasts have you done for football games? You close to that?
Oh, I'm over that.
I figured you would be.
I don't even want to think about how many football games I've broadcast.
John and I have got a few together, but it's not even close to
Ray and I may have done 500 together. I think my total, who knows what my total is. We'll research that, though. I know a lot of them are in my basement on tape.
That's true. You do.
But Jack Oskarson's got nothing on me. He's taking the captains out now. Leo Salazar is going out for the Wizards, along with Taylor Costa, the 2 seniors. The entire senior class going out there for Coventry. The entire team going out there for West Warwick. They're about equal. But the Coventry co-captains, Tommy McCarthy and Ryan Kelly and Sean Nolan and Jordan McGowan, who we haven't mentioned yet, but he will play a big role both offensively and defensively in this game, the outstanding middle linebacker and the outstanding offensive center, the two-way guard, two-way down lineman for the Coventry Naughty Okers. Oscarson ready to flip the coin. We'll tell you what's going on, and then we're going to take a very quick break, and it's going to get underway here. It's going to hit us any second. Thanksgiving Day Rivalry. It's West Warwick and Coventry edition number 58. We're back with more about Mickey Field after these messages on 95.1.
Oil isn't glamorous, but keeping your family warm is one of the most important duties you have. Trust Aurora Fuel to provide you affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery all year round. Whether you're a long-time customer or one of Aurora Fuel's growing number of first-time clients, you'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel. 615-8662. The number again is 615-8662. Aurora Fuel.
Things happening in Rhode Island business, but you may not. Us. We're Bank Rhode Island. We don't draw the plans for new buildings or pave new roads, but we are in the picture, delivering commercial banking that empowers new construction and paves the way for new communities across Rhode Island. Signature commercial banking from Bank RI. We don't make things, we make things happen.
I-95.1, Kent County's classic rock brings you
Say hi. And we have got some people lining the sidelines here. A couple of thousand will be watching this one by the time it's over.
By the time it's over, hopefully, a lot of people on the fences. Yeah, it's like
which is a traditional spot on both sides.
Yep, and it's like an alumni game. I shouldn't say alumni game. It's like a second homecoming game when you come to Thanksgiving Day.
Not to disparage Jack Oscarson, but when the coin flip took place, he looked at West Warwick. He says, West Warwick will receive. Then he said, whoops, Coventry is going to receive. So here we go.
Which probably means West Warwick said we'll defer, and it confused them.
Well, he did a good job on us. Coventry gets the ball first as Ivan De Silva lets it go. It's a high end-over-end kick deep into the wind and over the end line for a touchback.
Well, that didn't surprise me because when you're looking you're looking back there and there's Sean Nolan back there getting ready. He had a back pedal 10 yards and still didn't catch up to it. That's how much the wind pushed that one down there.
Coventry gets the ball first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The Wizards are in their home black uniforms, orange trim, white numerals, black helmets. The Okers in their red and white jerseys, red pants, black helmets with the emblazoned C. Will Turner is the quarterback. Nick Carpinello, the running back, out of the shotgun they come on 1st and 10. Tom McCarthy goes in motion to the right side. Handoff goes to Carpinello. Nick's got yards. Nick out to the 25 to the 30. Nick to the 35 to the 40 to the 42-yard line, where he was finally put down by the Wizards' Reese David.
And I think the Wizards at that very first play, they kind of outsmarted themselves. Just before the snap, the defensive line shifted a gap over to their left. Nick came out over through the right side of the defensive line, if you will. He went his left, and there was a big hole there because they went against where that shift had gone.
So Nick gets 21 on 1st down, and Turner brings him out again. He's got Sean Nolan to the right side along with Ryan Kelly. Alex Santilli flanked off on the left side again. Campanello this time flanked. Fake to McCarthy. Turner lost his balance, might have gotten a half yard. The Wizards take him down after a somewhat busted play.
Wizards were busted play and a busted play on defense. You got guys scrambling all over the place trying to pick up coverages, and I guess they must have some guys manned up because people were running all through that backfield. Linebackers are moving around, and all of a sudden it's a snap. But stay where you are. Don't give a spot up.
Jake Ward comes wide left this time, along with McCarthy, who slots off on the left side. And you got Kelly and Nolan traditionally on the right. McCarthy goes in motion this time left to right. He looks for the pass from Turner. He's got it, even though I have to catch behind it. It's a flat pass out for a 1st down and a little bit more into Wizard territory at about the 45-yard line.
That could have been a coaching adjustment, too, for Coventry. Rather than trying to throw the ball downfield, let's start with some swing passes and get the ball out where the wind's not going to play as much havoc with it, and he still had to reach behind it. It still pushed the ball away from him, but it's not like you're trying to throw 20 yards down the middle of the field. If you do that today in the wind, you're going to be in trouble.
Alex Santilli near to the left sideline for the Okers. There's a handoff, and the Wizards come busting in. It's DeAndre Chase making the stop of McCarthy for a loss of 7 yards.
Well, that was, they said to him, he just came in a blitz right up the middle. He almost took the handoff. Never mind making the tackle back there, but that's a big loss. About a 7-yard loss for Coventry, so that changed your play call.
2nd down, 17 to go. The Coventry line offensively. Jordan McGowan is the center. Zach Kelling, the left guard. Richard Bernard and James Almagno will alternate at the other guard spot. Christian Lasan, Mike Amer will be in there, and James Almagno are the tackles. Turner rolls, looks, throws on the run. It is going to be complete on the far sideline to Sean Nolan.
Nice little pass, nothing fancy. We saw a lot of that the last game we did, I think the Okers game, where they were throwing to the sidelines. They were trying to stay away from the middle of any defense, really. So you had that swing pass, went to the sideline. You just had that pass, it was nice little down and out towards the sideline.
What Julian Edelman is to Tom Brady, Sean Kelly is to Will Turner.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
1st and 10. Again, McCarthy goes in motion. Handoff comes to Tom. He's got some blocking in front. Tommy to the 25-yard line before he was finally put down by Nolan Hines.
Oh, that one got scary, John. The snap itself was kind of high, and that's a timing play. You're timing the motion, man. You're saying you want to hand it off to him as he's coming by you, but when the snap gets up over the quarterback's head, now all of a sudden that timing is busted. That could have easily become a fumble, and they made a nice job just putting that play back together.
They give McCarthy 9 on the play, make it 2nd down and 1. Put the ball deeper into Wizard territory at the West Warwick 26-yard line. McCarthy again goes in motion. Turner drops back on the shotgun, throws onto the right side. This is off the hands of the intended receiver and out of play. It'll be 3rd and about 1 or so.
Well, Coventry's got themselves a nice little drive starting here. They've, it was a kickback, so they had to bring the ball out, start from there. They've had a couple of nice pass plays, a good run play. So they're moving the football.
And nothing long. That pass intended for Santilli went off Alex's hands.
Not going this way.
Yeah, the Okers are working against that 20-mile-an-hour wind. Out of the pistol they come with Carpinello behind Will Turner. Kelly slided off on the left side along with McCarthy on third down. Here's Carpinello, and there's Chase again and others. It'll be fourth down. Leo Salazar on the stop along with Chase and number 37, Corey Boisvert.
Now that's twice where Nick's been in the backfield by himself, and Wes Warwick has sent Chase on a straight blitz right to him. He's not even looking at the quarterback. He's going right to Nick.
No huddle on 4th and 5. This is probably another new look. Turner box signals. Will looks over the middle. It is
that was a
broken
nice,
up.
hopefully it's not. Yeah, that was a great defensive play and a nice coverage over there by Jonathan Griffin,
Another freshman.
Who, he was that was meant to cut inside, and he wouldn't let him cut inside. He just stayed on his shoulder, and he had a better chance of catching that ball than the Coventry receiver. Great play on Griffin's part.
And inspired West Warwick defensive series once they get to the 30-yard line.
I'd like to say hello to all 30 listeners and watchers on Wizards TV.
Wizards TV.
They just showed me the stats. 30 people watching us and listening to Wizards TV. So, welcome.
Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Hey, call your friends and get them on TV and
Take some money with you.
see what's going on.
Gallows Snack Shack.
And we want to thank Brian Lynch and company, Eric White and the gang at Wizard TV for giving me this handy-dandy monitor, which brings things into focus for an old guy quite well.
Yeah, because we know you can't see out to the field, so at least having the monitor.
I also promised that I was going to give Kevin Clark a shout-out, the son of Walter Clark of the Walter Clark Commerce. Yeah, Walnut's probably listening as well somewhere. But Kevin sent me a little Facebook message yesterday saying, JP, I'll be listening, and I'm glad. So, Kevin, happy Thanksgiving to you and Walnut and Steve Nutt, and Ryan Nutt, and the rest of the Clark family.
And everybody else who thought it was too cold to come and watch a football game. It's not, temperature's not bad, it's not, but if you can get, it's the wind that, he's got,
I have an electric vest.
he has his electric, I don't even think you need it.
It's toasty in here.
Barbara Parenti, take note. Rich Medeiros wide to the left side.
On Wish, Barbara, they're a good price.
Handoff up the middle, and it's got to be DeAndre Chase. It is, and he's gang tackled by a host of Okers. Kind of a patchwork Coventry defense today because of the injuries to Fernandez and some of the others. Here's the way they stack up defensively.
For about a 4-yard gain, pushing ahead.
As soon as I can find the line grid,
Just went by it.
Today in West Warwick.
I didn't take it.
I can tell you that Rich Bernard is actually the nose tackle or the right defensive tackle if they go with a 4-man set up front.
Which
Carpinello.
they are in a 4, John.
Carpinello in the end along there, Hatton. And they're going to set Jared Granda, but the play's going to go the opposite way. And a gain for a couple of yards on the straight dive off left tackle by DeAndre Chase. It'll be third down and about 4 for West Warwick.
Chase to the left, and we have a 3rd and 4. West Warwick.
Oh, that's what. Okay, that answered that question.
So I'm looking now, Ray, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see Hatton and Cooney, I believe, on the defensive tackles. Bernard is there as well. You've got McCarthy playing kind of a pseudo linebacker D-back. He's going to drop back here. DeAndre's going to burst forward for a first down to the 46-yard line.
The only way they're going to stop DeAndre, and I'm not saying for Coventry, I'm saying this is what we've been looking at all season. If he pops a hole at the line of scrimmage, in other words, if you don't hit him before he gets to the line of scrimmage, he's good 5-6 yards a pop. I mean, because once he gets ahead of steam up, he is not an easy guy to take down. And once he gets by those defensive tackles, now he's taking on guys that he's bigger than.
Leo Salazar and Leonardo Guzman on the left side of the West Warwick line, which also contains Karen De Silva and Taylor Costa. First down, 10 for the Wizards, the ball at their own 46, straight up the middle goes DeAndre Chase. He is taken down by a host of white-shirted Okers, but not before he gets 5 yards to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, there's a perfect example. I mean, that was a straight dive off through A-gap. It was nothing fancy. They just let him go, and he's at full speed by the time he hits the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's all he needs, 2 or 3 steps, and all of a sudden there's a locomotive coming at you.
Granda and McGowan are the linebackers for Coventry, and then you've got 5 D-backs. Would you need 5 D-backs on a day like this? We'll talk about that in a moment. Although, like I said, 2 of them look like linebackers. Chase, again, this time off right side, maybe a yard.
Maybe a yard on that one. But see what happened there?
Chase with about a 3-yard jaunt up the right side.
What happened there was for Coventry, Rich Bernard was able to get him before he got to the line of scrimmage. He wrapped him up, and then he got a little help. But when he gets those open gaps, that's where it gets really tough. I mean, the Oakers have got a good-sized defensive line, and especially when they stop moving up their linebacker. I mean, Nick Copernello, when he's out there as a DN, is, 240 pounds? I mean, he's a big boy. So they're they've got some size up front.
Maele on 3rd down, straight ahead, Chase. 1st down and a couple more. He's down to the 40-yard line.
Chase with a little scamper up the left
Everybody knows it's coming, gang.
Just look at the number. What does it remind you of?
10-yard gain, and that creates a West
Especially on a day like this
Wizard.
where you're not sure where the ball's going to be. If you throw it up in the air,
1st and 10, West Warwick.
you give it to your horse and you ride him. And that's exactly what the West Warwick offense is doing right now.
Sean Schultz for Jesse Principe in the West Warwick lineup. Brady Maele at quarterback. Madeira's out there on the wide side. If there's one time you're going to throw, this may be it. Because Coventry now has basically 9 men stacked up within 5 yards of the ball. Again, they'll go to Chase, this time off left tackle, and then he is immediately brought down. I believe it was Logan Studley who made the tackle over there on the far side.
You were saying, if you're going to pass, and I was thinking to myself, you've gone DeAndre, time for a counter. Fake it to him and bring either that wing,
2nd and 10, West
counter they run. This might be a time you could run that because you've got them so focused on DeAndre Chase.
Maele comes in with the play from Dave Cato. We'll let everybody know what's happening, and we'll start it out again on 2nd down and 10.
We got somebody down here. We got to remind him it's becoming winter. He's got t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops.
Those are the kind of people you just call nuts.
Weird.
He needs a WW, one on each thigh. Everybody knows who's with.
West Warwick is called timeout.
Oh, timeout.
Timeout of the field here as Nicky Field. After the first 8 minutes and 30 seconds, the Oakers and Wizards are scoreless on I-95.1.
Almost 40 years, Bill's Place has been
Use for vaping is an epidemic, with 1 in 5 using them, but it's not safe for young people.
Our brains continue to grow into our mid-20s.
Nicotine use can change the way our brains work, and not for the better.
The part of our brain that makes decisions, calculates risks, learns, and helps memory.
Plus, nicotine can hotwire our brains for other addictions.
Not water vapor, not harmless, and not cool.
Street in the Phoenix section of West Warwick.
For us, gang. We'll take it up in a moment. 2nd down and 10 for the West Warwick Wizards. Fake the chase. He looks deep. Brian Maele throws. It is incomplete along the far sideline. That was the play you were looking for, Ray.
That's what they were looking for. Nice coverage, too, but Sean Schultz got down that sideline, had to step on a defender. But that's, I don't know if the wind just kind of turned it away from him or what happened, because that ball was right there. Nice pass, though, and a nice play, and that was the time to do it. Now, 2nd and 10, they're thinking chase because that's all they've seen, and you let one go up the sideline. But now the problem with that is now it's 3rd and 10.
Chase this time will set up as a slot man on the left side. Schultz will go slot on the right.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is where you might see him come and slide out to the backside. Now he's going over the middle, though.
Play action fake to Hines. The throw is
should
incomplete.
Be pass interference there.
Not a flag at all.
No flag, but the defensive player jumped right into the receiver while the ball was in the air. It's not like it was. He was there early. Let's put it that way.
That was Tommy Turner on the coverage, the brother of Will Turner, the sophomore, as he and Jaden Carnevale get starts for the Coventry Oakers defensively at corner.
Yep. Wizards are going to go for it. Might as well. You're not. I mean.
They're
punting.
They're in
Take
punt
it back.
formation.
They're in punt formation.
With the wind, De Silva standing at his 48-yard line. Coventry has, I think that's Alex Santilli back there at the 10. He got it off, and this is going to go into the end zone, and Alex is going to let it ride. And once again, we have a touchback. So with the score, West Warwick nothing, Coventry nothing, and 3:14 left to play in the first quarter. We'll take a break on I-95.1.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for...
I didn't realize that Europe just passed a new copyrights law. I wish there was something more related to the school, though.
Hey Nick, what are you reading?
Oh, just Kent County Times.
Oh really, that's cool.
I just wish it was more related to West Warwick High School.
Oh, that's funny. I have the magic word here. It's the school newspaper.
Really?
Yeah, it's produced monthly. It's also online at themagicwordonline.com.
I'll check it out.
All right, cool.
30-yard line over the line, and Coventry on the first down here. However, there is a flag down in the Oakland backfield. It may be an illegal formation, illegal shift. It's holding. That's even worse.
We'll take that.
All right, we have a holding call on the...
I mean, I know we broadcast both the Coventry and West Warwick games, but we know where our hearts sit for me and John, anyway.
Well, I don't know about me. I mean, I do live in West Warwick. I readily admit that. I've lived there for 64 years. I'll admit that. But I get a lot of friends in Coventry, too.
Yeah, we both do. So, I mean, just...
I've kind of amalgamated myself.
You want to translate that for Boots?
Yeah, I'll be Switzerland. How's that? Change my name today to John Switzerland. Pretty good air name, wouldn't it? On the first down and 20, Turner throws.
The screen is wide open.
And they've got some room, and it's Campanello out to midfield and more to the 50-yard line.
There was not a
30.
black shirt around that screen pass. Everybody had gone for the fake. They were over to the left side of Coventry's formation.
And the Coventry
Nick slipped out over the side with a couple of linemen, and off we go for what? 40-yard gain.
Yeah.
Brought the ball to midfield.
50-yard line. That creates a Coventry.
That was a nice call on the Coventry staff. They had everybody from West Warwick really shooting up the gut, and they threw that little screen pass to the right.
The sophomore Jake Ward, the tight end on the right side, replacing Chris Fernandez.
It's hard to pick Nick out on those things. He's as big as the linemen who are pulling.
This could be an offside here against the Okers because somebody lined up offside after the midfield line. They don't throw the flag, and off right tackle they go for a gain of, we're going to give it about 7 or so, down to the Wizard 43-yard line. But that play was clearly in front of us where whoever it was that was the slot man here on the left side definitely was lined up over the midfield stripe, which is where the ball was.
Those are the things that your coach would go, like, you see the ball, you see the stripe. Why can't you figure out where you belong?
Carpinello the setback. Turner awaits the snaps, got it, looks, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. The wind takes it down to the 20-yard line, intended for Sean Nolan, and it goes incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, that's the first pass play I think we really saw the effects of the wind. Really kind of messed the play up. That ball just took off. And even though he's got a good arm, he can throw the ball hard. To throw the ball into a 25, 30 mile an hour wind, if it's gusting, anything can happen.
Alex Santilli isolated here on the left side. The fake to McCarthy, it goes to Carpinello instead. Nick's going to ramble to the 39-yard line, which should be good for a first down. He was taken down by Principe and by Corey Boisvert, who's getting an awful lot of time in a reserve role for the West Warwick Wizards.
Well, we got a few guys for the Wizards down there in civilian clothing. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. Maybe guys, wanted to play, were expected to play, but can't play.
Actually, it's probably more so that Dave's been able to integrate Boisvert and some of the others. We were talking about that the other day, he and I. He's actually been able to take some of his offensive players off the field in certain situations. Handoff goes to McCarthy, who is in motion. Tommy's got some room. He's at the 20, he's at the 15, he's at the 10, and he's running down to the 7-yard line, broke down by DeAndre Chase. Probably the only Wizard with enough speed to take Tommy McCarthy down.
Yeah, not only that, he had to come from the opposite side of the formation. I mean, he just didn't give up on that play. He took a nice angle and tracked him down, saved a touchdown for West Warwick because McCarthy had nothing but grass in front of him until DeAndre came up from the side and was able to make that play. So a lot of hustle. You didn't quit on the play. that's why, as we've talked all season, the more he plays and the older he gets, junior, senior, you're going to see, I think, a few college coaches around here taking a look at him, or at least requesting tape.
Turner with Carpinello to his right, and the Okers take timeout. 59.2 seconds left to play here in the first quarter on Thanksgiving Day 2019. Wizards nothing, Okers nothing. Back with more from Masnicki Field in a moment at I-95.1.
Hey, do you know when the next newspaper meeting is?
Did you watch the morning show?
No, what's that?
You ever wonder where and when school events are, what sporting events are going on, or whose birthday it is? How about what the weather is going to be like today? If you answered yes to any of these questions, the morning show is perfect for you. Recorded every day before school and uploaded to WWHS Wizards on YouTube. With news with Hannah and Olivia, meetings and events with Tiana, weather with Devin, and sports with Olivia, all West Warwick High School information is on the morning show daily at 7:35 a.m.
Just a few minutes ago, they mentioned the fact that Bob Grenier was here. Member of the West Warwick Hall of Fame Committee, a member of the West Warwick Hall of Fame himself, a member of the class of 1948. He's here watching his grandson, Jesse Principe, in a West Warwick uniform. Nice to see Bob around. Great guy. Great softball player. Used to play for the old Local 57 Engineers way back. McCarthy in motion. Wizards trying not to give up 9. So pass into the end zone. It's incomplete, intended for Nolan. Sean was open in the end zone.
Sean was too open in the end zone. He was all set to do his victory dance after he was so wide open. And ball was right there. It hit him right in the hands. So you can't blame his quarterback on it.
Play took all of 3 seconds. 56 seconds left first quarter. Carpinello, Turner, Nolan, and Santilli wide right side. Ward is wide to the left. McCarthy will get the ball, turns it upfield, gets to the 5, gets to the goal line, and he is close, but he's short by maybe a yard or so.
And I know what Coventry might be thinking right now, too, is if we can score before the quarter's over, and there's 40 seconds left, if we can score before the quarter's over, now West Warwick has to try to come back into the win because we're going to be flipping sides. So he gets the win and he gets, Coventry, West Warwick in a place where they have to fight to win. So
clock down to 23 seconds. They're going to have to get the playoff, apparently. And this time they are out of the Wildcat. Nolan diving across. He is in for a Coventry touchdown. Touchdown Okers.
That really shouldn't, the way it's set up, though, that shouldn't really confuse anybody. The snap's still got to go to the quarterback, and that's the guy you got to watch. I don't know, but I think it did. I think it kind of confused the defense just that split second where McCarthy was able to get in.
So a 90-yard drive caps off with a Nolan 2-yard run. And the Okers take a 6-0 lead. Now Fraterelli will try the extra point. Zane, what amounts to be a 20-yard field goal against the wind. He liked it a lot better the other way when he was working out during the pregame. But he gets this one up, and it is no good. It probably went under the crossbar.
That's why I like the other way, because the wind just knocked that one down.
9 seconds left first quarter here at Masnicki Field. Coventry takes the lead. Okers 6, Wizards nothing at I-95.1.
Williamson Law is a trusted name in Rhode Island for all your legal needs, from criminal to civil cases and all types of legal matters. Tim Williamson can defend you like he defended Hoop during his days on the court. Williamson Law's history of successful litigation speaks volumes, a reputation of excellence that's truly deserved. Williamson Law, Quaker Lane, Warwick, 739-8500. Williamson Law.
So 9 seconds left. The Wizards will have the wind advantage for the kickoff and probably nothing else. But Zane Fraterelli will find out right now how challenging it is to kick the ball deep on a day when the wind is blowing at 30 to 40 miles per hour or so.
Yeah, here's the flip side. West Warwick could, with the depending on a kick and a reception, get some decent field position to start right now. Even though you're gonna have to flip it over, This wind, I think, will definitely hold this kick up. This one's not going through the end zone like the kicks at West Warwick.
No.
The punt and the kick.
Ball moves off the tee once. We'll see what happens now. Fratarelli approaches the ball. Oakers kind of huddle it in. It's a ground ball. It's going to be
went to 10
dived
yards,
upon
good,
by
West Warwick's going to get the ball to 47.
Yeah, Salazar ended up being the member of the hands team that grabbed it. And you can expect that happening both ways against the wind.
Onside kick, and they'll take over at the 47-yard
So the ball at the 47-yard line, first and 10. A play, maybe two for the Wizards with the wind.
Well, if it's two, the second one's going to be really quick.
Richie Medeiros goes wide right side.
Do you take a chance, throw a bomb here, the last one you get the win for?
Yeah, I think you take a shot.
Why not?
We'll see.
Got to flip over anyway. Nope.
It goes to Chase. DeAndre taken down immediately, may not have even returned to the line of scrimmage.
You know, John, you pointed it out. Coventry's put like 8 guys up in the box. They've really kind of stopped DeAndre from getting going. Giving him that little gap because he's a linebacker. There's somebody filling every gap.
Patton Cooney on the stop. So the first quarter is history here at Masnicki Field in the 58th renewal of the West Warwick Coventry rivalry. Oakers 6, Wizards nothing. Back to the floor in a moment.
How much does it cost to send a kid to college? Annual costs in New England can top $60,000.
Smart devices are amazing. Most of the time.
Hey, Amanda, how are we going to afford to send 3 kids to college? What do I look like, Washington Trust?
When tricky financial questions come up, ask Washington Trust. Because sometimes the most important connection is a human one. Washington Trust. Trusted advisor since 1800. Visit askwashtrust.com. FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
AJ's Restaurant has been a Kent County landmark for decades. It's the go-to spot for great breakfast and lunch. Takeout, too, at 828-4160. AJ's, popular for breakfast, popular for lunch. 1365 Main Street, West Warwick.
Wizards second down and 10. Directly in front of us at their own 47-yard line. So Brady Maeli has them. And it's a direct snap to Chase. DeAndre barrels over 1-2 and gets across midfield to the Coventry 47-yard line, where it'll be third down. This time it was just direct snap to the back.
And Chase brings the ball into Coventry territory as we start the second quarter here today at Masnicki Field.
Maeli lining up on the left side. And again, it'll be another direct snap to Chase off the Wildcat. He's got room. He got a nice block here on the left side on board.
Should be enough for a first down. Yep.
Chase again, matriculating the ball up the field to the left side.
Matriculating the ball up the field.
And that is another West Warwick Wizard.
In all my years, Raymond, this is the first time I've ever seen a matriculating run.
John Rook should try that up at Foxborough. Let's see what happens.
And when he crosses the 40, he graduates.
It's first and 10. Chase again looks for a hole. This time he's bottled up.
Yeah, well, you can only run that play so many times, and then the defense is going to say he's the only guy back there. We'll send 8 guys at him, and essentially that's what they did.
He can't throw, can he?
Not when he's got 8 guys lying on top of him, but that's about the only thing we haven't seen him do.
Richard Bernard on the stop for the Oakers. Maeli comes back in. Schultz comes back in the lineup. Principe comes out. It's going to be second down, and we'll call it 11 with the ball at the Coventry 42-yard line.
And your prognosis was right, John. The stands are pretty much filled up.
Good crowd here for a couple of teams with losing records, but we know a lot better. And now Dave Cato has to burn a timeout. So we'll pause. With 10:21 left to play here in the first half, And the score, Coventry 6, West Warwick nothing at 995.1.
Everyone is heading to Cornerstone Pub on Route 3 in Exeter. It's where friends and family meet for the best wings, burgers, chicken marsala, New York strip steak, and a variety of daily specials. Cornerstone has homemade soups, desserts, and pasta dishes. Open 7 days a week. Cornerstone Pub, 273 Newsnack Hill Road in Exeter, just off Interstate 95, exit 5A. CornerstonePubRI.com.
If there's a byproduct of what Stanley Dunbar has meant to the Coventry football program, it's here along the sidelines, both right and left. Coventry has rarely brought this many people to the annual Thanksgiving Day rivalry in West Warwick.
Well, especially until Stanley got here. I mean, the Coventry program was struggling, and I think everybody was saying, well, if it's a bad day, I'm not going to, go out there and just get frustrated watching what's going on. I think they know this is a game they can win, and that's why you're seeing the people here.
Chase on the wing reverse gave the ball to Principe, and I should say to Schultz. And Sean Schultz gets maybe a yard. The Oakers snuff it out well. Ryan Kelly on the stop, along with McCarthy and number 52, Garen Cooney.
McCarthy's the one who made that play. He was up on the line of scrimmages, almost as a defensive end, even though he's listed as
a D-back.
A D-back. Like you were saying, they've got essentially, now that I'm looking at it, other than taking Ryan Kelly and putting him back there essentially as a deep safety, they've got 10 guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Chase off the direct snap, nothing doing.
They're not worried about pass. So if you can, run a quick slant in front of Kelly, make that completion, now you're one-on-one against him. So if DeAndre can pass, that's how they have to beat this. They have to make them realize they got to, or just take your receiver and send him straight down the sideline because Kelly's not going to come over and get it.
Borvair comes out. Nunes is in. He would be the punter, but he's going to line up as a wideout, and the Wizards will go for it on fourth down. Maeli back at quarterback. Has Chase to his right side. Chase to his right is a slot back. Fake goes to Hines, and then down goes Maeli. Richard Bernard was there, and Dan Hatton.
Dan put a hat on the quarterback on that one.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But the two defensive tackles on that play moved in and made the stop of Maeli on the other side of midfield. So it's Coventry's football. They're going to mark it somewhere. Where's the ball? Here, ball. The ball is not on the field.
It's
there.
There it is. 48.
Kind of a kind mark for the Wizards right there. But it's 1st and 10. Coventry with 52 yards to negotiate. Looked like a Coventry Football League start there.
Right over here. Sean Nolan took off about a step and a half early from the snap.
I was watching the Grey Cup game the other night.
There was a flag on the play.
And that looked just like the offensive sets in the Canadian Football League. Two men in motion, all timing the snap.
Speaking of watching TV, did you watch our all-time assistant coach Bob Wiley last night?
I did.
On NFL Films.
Network, yep.
That was hysterical.
That was special.
They got the high school in. They got Stevie Jr. into the shot.
1st and 15 for Coventry. Fake to Carpinello. Up in the air it goes. It is incomplete off the hands of the intended receiver on the far side. I think it was Jake Ward.
Yeah, Jake was out there, but he had some company. He definitely was pretty well covered out there. I'm trying to pick out the number coming back to see who had him.
Is that Schultz or Hines?
The play action pass falls incomplete. Second down.
So it's 2nd and 15. Now Kelly lining up on the right side.
It was 17, and I don't have that number.
I'll work on that one for you. Maybe. McCarthy in motion. He gets the swing pass and looks to outfoot the Wizards defending. He gets to midfield. He's still on his feet. And he's never taken down, but he did step out of bounds at about the 45-yard line or so. We'll see. So it'll be 3rd down.
I think they got him like at the 49. So 3rd and about 7. Yep, got him at the
Yep.
49.
An unkind mark that time.
Well, we can't see the sideline with all the Wizards standing in
Brings up
front
a
of
third
it.
down. And 6 yards to go.
Side judge had a much better, line judge had a much better look at it than we did.
Santilli is coming defensively.
Now, if West Warwick could give us a replay on their TV, we would.
McCarthy goes in motion on 3rd down and 7. Fake to Campanello. He's drilled it to Turner into the arms and the body of Jake Ward, and it's pretty close to a first down. It is a first down. The Okers have it at the 40-yard line of West Warwick.
Jacob Ward with the catch. And that
No, they're
is
moving the
Coventry
ball.
over, first
And,
and
the
10.
last thing West Warwick wants to do right now is have another score against them. I know they get the ball back to start the second half, but with the way the wind is playing havoc with everything, the last thing you want to be is down 2 touchdowns going into halftime. So they need a defensive stand here.
Coventry has not beaten West Warwick in back-to-back years since 1991 and 92. Looking to do it for the first time in 27 years. Will Turner out of the shotgun. Play action to McCarthy. Will keeps it himself and moves across the 30 to the 29-yard line. Salazar is one of the Wizards out there defensively, along with Ivan Da Silva.
Quarterback keeper and a Coventry first down.
So Will again sets his offense. Campanello this time behind him in the pistol. Bull drops back, 2-step drop. Lets it fly. It is complete
Oh, and
at the
Andy
10-yard
recovered.
line. McCarthy runs the last 10 in for the score, and the Okers go up 12-0.
That was a great catch by McCarthy, too, because you could see the football fluttering in the wind as it was going out there. He had to go up and get it. As he went up and get it, he was pushed, managed to keep his feet when he came back down and scampered the last 10 yards in. Just as I said, it's not going to be good if you're down 2. West Warwick all of a sudden finds itself down 2 touchdowns.
Somebody better be standing at the 18th green at Valley Country Club to accept Zane Frederelli's
That's the
kick.
9th.
Oh, that's the 9th?
That's the 9th.
Shows
yeah.
you what I know. But the Okers are going to go for 2, so Frederelli gets a break just when he doesn't want it. McCarthy this time slots right side. He goes in motion. The handoff, no handoff.
No
made.
handoff.
It was,
He just
they went out of that
followed right
wildcat again, and Sean Kelly, Nolan Ryan, no. Nolan Ryan's not here, gang.
Turner with the quarterback keeper for the
Actually, it was Sean Nolan, not Will Turner. There we go.
He faked the handoff to the wing who was coming back in motion and then just fouled him right up the hole. He had a lead blocker that way. Nice design play. Makes up for the miss point after, and it's 14-0.
With the score, Coventry 14, West Warwick nothing. We'll regroup and break here at Masnicki Field in a moment on I-95.1.
And look for Nolan Ryan.
Buying home heating oil isn't glamorous, but keeping your family warm is one of the most important duties you have. Trust Aurora Fuel to provide you affordable, reliable, and dependable oil delivery all year round. Whether you're a longtime customer or one of Aurora Fuel's growing number of first-time clients, you'll always find low prices, courteous staff, and honest value. You can depend on Aurora Fuel. 615-8662. The number again is 615-8662. Aurora Fuel.
Let me know.
He had a sub.
Whoa, God. He got to go crazy all winter.
Let it be clear that Sean Nolan accepted the snap and ran it in from 2 yards off left tackle.
The handoff being given by Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frederelli keeps it low, hits the ankles of the Wizard deep back, and out to the 28, 29, 30-yard line. That may have been Alves.
It looked like that's the way he wanted to kick it, too. It's not like he kind of missed it and it was a line drive. And with the wind that you back, why take the chance of having a run back? As West Warwick did, put it past the end zone and make them stop at the 20.
See, I don't understand that, simply because we've seen Fraterelli's leg. As I said during warm-ups, he was putting it to the ninth green.
Yeah, and like I said, he's short like that, so he was definitely trying to hit a line drive. I think we had an onside, though, or offside, I should say, because something happened. The ball's coming out to the 45.
Unsportsmanlike conduct was the preliminary. And the Wizards get pretty good field position at the 45-yard line.
Well, that helps.
45.
Better than starting with the touchback and coming out with it.
45-yard line.
I heard Boots say 55 is Chase.
No.
A little CFL there, 2 out of you there, Boots. No gain for DeAndre Chase on first down.
And if
Hatton was there, and so was Jordan McGowan.
I looked, and they actually had a lineman set up as a fullback. I thought it was 52, but I don't see 52. So he was lined up as a fullback. Lead back, if you will. Give Chase some running room. They could taken him away, but that was, he's still in there.
Chase this time, maybe a yard or two.
You know who it is? It's Leo Salazar.
Salazar.
They got Salazar back there as a lead blocker now. Shades of
Landon Roberts.
Landon Roberts, right. And everybody else, the Patriots, has used as lead backs lately.
Ball at the 47. It's 3rd down and 8 to go. As Maeli returns to the huddle, and Medeiros will come out.
I hear a lot of people picking Buffalo over Baltimore today, because that's the 4 o'clock game, I think.
Buffalo, Dallas.
They playing Dallas?
Yeah, it's Buffalo, Dallas.
Who's playing Baltimore?
Doesn't play until Sunday. Chase barreling forward, short of the first down, but across midfield to the 48. McGowan pushed him down. McCarthy was there as well. Hatton was there as well. Cooney was there as well. Ray was down there as well. Boots was down there as well. It's 4th down.
I'm not going down there. It's too windy. Those guys are too big.
Well, if past procedure takes place here on 4th down, guess who's going to get the football?
Gee, I wonder who.
Chase will line up to the left of Brady Maeli. Now Maeli will switch, and Chase now lined up to the right of Brady Maeli. Long count. It was a direct snap to Chase.
Not enough.
They busted it over on the other side. Carpinello is there on the defensive end to make the stop.
Short. No, less than that, but
Coventry's going to get the ball.
They're getting the ball back.
Chase with a scamper to the right, and the Wizards will be a little short of a first down here.
You're right. We got the Bears playing the Lions today at 12:30. We got the Bills and the Cowboys at 4:30.
Saints Falcons tonight.
Saints Falcons at 8:20. I don't know.
Boy, has Atlanta been a bust.
I think I might go with Bills Cowboys. That'd be the game of the day.
Yeah, I hope I'm done by then.
You'll probably be sleeping by then. All what is it? Diptamine? What is it? It's in turkey that makes you sleep.
Boots is the guy there. Yeah, I can't think of it. I'm having a brain cramp.
Something mean. Diptamine, tryptamine, I don't know, something like that.
Tryptophan.
Tryptophan?
There we go.
Whatever. It puts me to sleep. However.
5 yards against Coventry for legal procedure sets the ball back to the 42-yard line.
We digress.
It is 1st and 10 for Coventry.
I do have my Emilio's Pagoda, though, to take to where I'm going today. The dessert of the world.
Turner with Carpinello to his right. In motion goes McCarthy toward us. Will's got the snap. Will rolls out. Will looks. Will throws on the run. Complete to Sean Nolan.
That was a heck of a catch by Nolan. He might be a shade short of the first down, but to go up against that ball and the way it's being delivered, it was a great pass, and he just he was managed to pull that one in. Second and about 2, but because the wind is playing havoc, even if it's not pushing it, it's making the ball go left or right from where you want to. if you're rolling to throw it, you're throwing it sidearm a little bit to begin with. I mean, it's just, Nolan made a nice grab on that play.
Second down and a paltry 1 to go for the Okers after the big reception by Nolan. Turner this time drops back again, looks to throw left side. He's got a man deep, but incomplete.
Ooh.
Good coverage on the intended receiver there by the Wizards. And
the only reason West Warwick did not get called for a pass interference on that side, I think, Jonathan Griffin, who was in cover, it wasn't Jonathan. What was it? 47? Yeah. Jonathan kind of he was watching the ball all the way, and it was more like a foot tangle type thing. So he wasn't trying to interfere with the receiver at all.
Nolan was very slow getting up.
But you got a sophomore at one corner, you got a freshman at another corner. You got a sophomore at safety. That shows you how young West Warwick is, but again, it shows you what's coming back.
Carpinello this time sets up as a wing left side there. Out of the Wildcat
again. Thank you very much. They moved motion, John.
Yep.
The left guard.
And a flag on the play. That'll be against.
Procedure against the Okers will set up 3rd and 7 instead of 3rd and 2.
A little false start.
So we'll see what Stanley draws up here on 3rd and 7.
That creates a 3rd and 6.
As they try to matriculate to the 42.
McCarthy broke the huddle early. Now looks back at Sean Nolan as they go Wildcat again on 3rd down and long. McCarthy goes in motion. Tom gets the ball. Tommy's running on the left side. Tommy's got a 1st down. McCarthy down to the 30-yard line. McCarthy to the 20, trying to outrace the defender and gets down to about the 10-yard line before he was knocked out of bounds. And the big McCarthy run gives Coventry a 1st down deep in West Warwick territory where it could be 1st and goal.
They sold that one too, because what Carpinello did as he was giving the handoff to McCarthy, he dropped to his knees as if there was a fumble, and it was just enough to kind of freeze a couple of defenders and let McCarthy get around that corner.
And if I know the trickery of the Coventry Okers, somebody probably yelled, "Ball!" too.
Yep, absolutely. Because once the snap's made, you can do that.
Turner this time flanks wide to the left side. Out of the Wildcat, they come again. The fake this time to McCarthy. Nolan keeps. Nolan broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and got maybe about 5 yards inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 5 to go. The ball was marked short back on the 13 off the big play by McCarthy.
But when you look at the offense, though, John, when you stop and think about it, even if they go to the Wildcat, essentially what they're doing is still running the same offense. Because we know that Will Turner can run. We've watched him do it. So it creates some confusion, but at the same time, I think West Warwick defense is just saying, stay where they are. Stay where you are. Play it as if, it's the normal setup.
On 2nd down, ball to Carpinello. Nick is going to get a yard or 2, but not very much more than that. Looks like Sean Schultz, Nolan Hines in there.
Yep, Sean Schultz came up to get him, and boy, that's a mismatch size-wise, but he did what you have to do when you get a back like that coming at you. He went to his legs. He went to his ankles. He took the legs out, because if you try to tackle somebody like that around their shoulders, all you're going to do is go for a ride.
3rd and a long 3 to go for the Okers. Turner back at quarterback where he belongs. Got Santilli very wide to the right side. Also a slot man off on the right. McCarthy goes in motion. Tom gets the ball. Turns it upfield. He is in for the Coventry touchdown.
And that'll be a Coventry touchdown. Number 21.
That starts to move the scoreboard a little in the direction that West Warwick doesn't want to see it go. 20-0 with 2:42 on the clock. This is where it starts getting a little tight for West Warwick. They got to do something in a little over 2 minutes to get themselves back into this and not be frustrated coming out second half.
Fraterelli will finally get that chance to boot with the wind at his back. Out of the hold of Tom McCarthy. Okers beginning to assume control as many thought they would. Snap coming on the extra point attempt. Come on, Jordan, snap the ball. He does. Fraterelli, long, good enough, and through.
And the extra point is good.
So the Okers grab a rather commanding lead with 2:42 left to play in the first half. It's Coventry 21, West Warwick nothing here on I-95.1.
Want to make this football season taste better than ever? Here's the play. Dan's Place.
E-cig use or vaping is an epidemic, with 1 in 5 using them, but it's not safe for young people.
Our brains continue to grow until our mid-20s.
Nicotine use can change the way our brains grow, and not for the better.
The part of our brain that makes decisions, calculates risks, learns, and helps memory.
Plus, nicotine can hotwire our brains for other addictions.
Not water vapor, not harmless, and not cool.
The 8-yard run, he set himself up with a run to the 13. Fraterelli adds the extra point. We're at 21-0.
Guys done passing papers around?
What are you, our third grade teacher?
I was getting ready for subbing, hand out those sheets.
I wonder if Al Michaels and Collinsworth give their executive producer this much of a hassle.
No. They have to respect him. We don't.
I had a comeback, but I was.
All I can do is control Doobie's mic.
Here's another onside kick attempt without the win. The Wizards will take it down to the 44-yard line or so, which is probably where it's going to.
Tell you what that is. That's a statement. We're going to get as many points as we can today.
Well, it goes back to the pregame show when we were talking to both Stanley and the kids, who said, 2 years ago in this field, it wasn't very nice.
Nope.
And Coventry won, I should say West Warwick won something like, 53-6 or whatever it was.
As they say about payback.
Yeah.
West Warwick will take over at their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
I am surprised, though, that Fraterelli didn't kick it long and set up 1st and 10 at the 20 instead of 1st and 10 at the 45.
Not with 240 not with 240 to go. You got enough time with the wind at your back. You could put another one up.
Chase off left tackle, off right tackle, maybe a yard or two.
Where West Warwick's at the disadvantage, you're going into the wind. It limits what you can do pass-wise. It's not like you're going to try to chuck one up 30 yards because anything can happen in those 30 yards. That 30-yard pass could become a 15 in a hurry. So I can see what Coach Dunbar is thinking about. And you know what? You got to kind of play into the kids' emotions a little bit. He may do this for a while. I think, you never know. Like you said, if they were beat 56 to whatever a couple years ago, they're not going to be real nice.
Chase, the handoff from Maeli. DeAndre has turned the corner. He gets to the 40-yard line to the 35 or so. Knocked out of the bounds by Sean Kelly.
For a big West Warwick game.
No flags are down. Nolan pointed like it was going back. There is a flag in the play. Okay. Nolan came up and pointed toward his end zone, saying, they had a little problem with the rules, and there indeed is going to be a penalty here assessed to the West Warwick Wizards.
Yeah, I'm just counting Coventry's got over 20 seniors on this team. So, for them, they may have a little extra incentive for this game, especially the seniors and juniors if they had to go through that 3 years ago. So
it'll be 2nd and 15 for West Warwick. So negate the big gain by Chase, who is now flanked off to the right side. It goes to Schultz, and Sean gets 5 yards. Taken down by Granda, and it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Ryan Kelly almost got run over by that one.
West Warwick.
As the tackle was being made, the tackler for Coventry and the runner for West Warwick both collided with Sean. You kind of felt that one a little bit.
Carpinello also helped in on the stop.
The 2-minute warning.
And we have reached the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Coventry has scored on a 2-yard run by Sean Nolan, a 21-yard pass play from Tucker to McCarthy, and then a Tom McCarthy 8-yard run and Fraterelli's kick. And that's where we stand right now at 21 to bubble. Halftime show coming up, the Bank RI halftime report. We'll check the other scores as we get them from the Rhode Island Interscholastic League on this, the final day of the high school football season. All of the championships have been decided. Many teams have put away their uniforms. There were some games last night. Ray's alma mater, St. Ray's, a big winner last night over Moses Brown.
Yeah, Moses Brown struggled this year. They lost a lot of seniors last year. I know it's their offensive coordinator who took over as head coach, but they're kind of in a rebuilding year, much like West Warwick is.
Wiley under the rush. Let's go. It is intercepted.
It's intercepted.
Intercepted by Coventry, and they'll take over.
Jared Granda. That boy, it was like thrown at into an exhaust fan. It just died up there, and Granda was able to cut up in front of it and pick it off. So they kind of did. Coventry a favor because Coventry. I mean, they could have run the clock out the way it was going.
But now the Okras, with the wind, have an opportunity to make it 28 or so.
Well, you might as well use the timeouts, as Pete Gillen said. You can't take them with you. So.
Joe Ward's eldest, Jake, is off on the right side. Joe was here earlier. In motion goes Santilli. Alex.
That's supposed to be an option.
This is a quarterback option here. And Alex will run the ball down to the 35-yard line. Alex Santilli is the Okras' backup quarterback.
Yeah, he had all intentions of throwing it, too. You see it cock his arm, but he just didn't have the time to do it.
I don't think he had the receivers either.
You know, so I was watching the end the other night. It was DePaul in Central Michigan, and I'm watching the DePaul head coach, basketball coach, going by. I'm saying, who? Gray hair. Couldn't figure out who it was, so I Googled it, of course. It was Keno Davis, former Friar coach, is now at Central Michigan. Got blown out by DePaul. He's probably glad he was out of the Big East.
I remember that. I remember seeing that game.
It's like Tuesday night, I want to say. I just caught the end of it. I was flipping channels.
Jaden Petraka is being tended to over here on the near sideline, the two-way down lineman for West Warwick.
And if you're a
seems to be okay
college basketball fan, Providence takes on Long Beach at 2 o'clock this afternoon. ESPNU. Got to set the DVR for that one.
That game's in Anaheim.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
So they're playing at like 11 o'clock in the morning?
11 o'clock in the morning,
Oh.
yeah. It's part of that Wooden tournament. I don't know what else is being played out.
Second down, Coventry.
Second down to go, 3 or so. McCarthy in motion. Will Turner drops, swings it out to Tommy. McCarthy has got some room again. McCarthy down to the 20. Tom to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Okras.
First thing McCarthy's got to do is go back to Sean Nolan and shake his hand and thank him for the block he threw on a defensive end that let him get around that corner. And once he was around the corner, he was gone.
So McCarthy scored his third touchdown of the afternoon.
And that makes it 28 to
And
nothing.
it's 27-0 right now.
With 1:18 left in the half.
With Fraterelli's kick pending.
And we're getting to Boots' favorite part of the game.
Halftime?
No, 35 points.
And they'll line up. For the extra
Out of McCarthy's hold, here comes Fraterelli. The snap to place. The kick is up. Oh, this one's true.
The kick is up, and it is good.
And now we've got some pushing and shoving, and flags are going to go down. And it's is that Kelly or Nolan?
Nolan.
And one of the Wizards is bound.
Ivan De Silva. Ivan's got the height advantage. I still can't believe he doesn't play basketball.
Okras back on the board with 1:18 left to play here in the first half. Coventry 28, West Warwick nothing. And I-95.1.
It's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forgot to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. A new garage door opener is the perfect gift you can open every day. You can visit fagandoor.com to get started.
Jack Oscarson and company talked to both Stanley Dunbar and to Dave Cato about pushing and shoving, and boys will be boys.
You don't want to make the tackle. If you make the tackle, you don't get, you don't stop being at the end of a blowout in the first half. So I know West Warwick's frustrated. They haven't scored, but gotta stay with it.
Fraterelli ready to give the Wizards the football. Will he go long? Will he go short? He's at the 45. He'll kick a line drive that actually struck a Wizard at the 20. It's taken down at the 24-yard line, which is where West Warwick will set up shop.
Those line drives could be worse sometimes than the onsides because they're to make it hard to handle. You want the ball bouncing around. You hope it hits somebody like it did at that case. Now it's a free ball. Everybody's running all over the place, and I obviously they're doing it because they want the ball back. It's not like they're afraid of run back because with the wind behind your back, the kicker is going to put it in the end zone.
At the half, Westerly leading Stonington 6-0 in Stonington.
Big game between the Bulldogs and the Bears.
That's going on for how many years now? That's
about 430.
About 430, yeah. About somewhere around the landing of the Pilgrims.
Luke has been there to every one of them. Every single one.
I think that the first one was before the Thanksgiving Day game, the Thanksgiving dinner the Pilgrims had, wasn't it?
DeAndre Chase on first down gets 5, maybe 6 yards.
Okay, 1:06 to go. Just try to keep the clock moving and go in at halftime and lick your wounds. Don't try to do something right here that's going to give Coventry an opportunity to score again. In other words, don't put the ball in the air.
Jack Oscarson and company now warning the two teams about getting chippy. As well he should.
Yeah, do it now. Don't wait till midway in the fourth quarter where everybody's saying it's the last game of the year. It's 3 minutes left on the clock. What the heck? What are they going to do? They can throw you out, believe it or not, for next season.
Yep. Maele returns to the huddle. Second down, we'll call it 4 actually. The crowd has swelled. It's got to be about $3,000 here, I think. And a lot of them are from the land of the red and white.
And very happy right now.
Nolan Hines slots off right side. Maele over center. Second down and 4. DeAndre Chase has some room. First down at the 37.
Like I said, I think the point for West Warwick right now is just to keep the ball.
First down.
Who took the timeout? Can't see. Are
The officials,
they moving it for the chains?
Yeah.
Okay.
The officials actually took a timeout.
There we go.
Down to the last 20 seconds. And there's no sign of life from the West Warwick offense.
No.
On this play, they'll just let the clock run out. And the first half will come to an end. Maele just trots back toward the huddle to make it look like something's going to happen. But it won't. Everybody watching the clock, and that'll do it for the first half. It's been all Oakers here at Masnicki Field. 3 touchdowns by Tom McCarthy, a big run by Nick Carbonello, a 2-yard run by Sean Nolan. At the end of the first half here at Masnicki Field, the Coventry Oakers 28, the West Warwick Wizards nothing.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that Europe just passed a new copyrights law. I wish there was something more related to the school, though.
Hey Nick, what are you reading? Oh, just Kent County Times. Oh really? That's cool. I just wish it was more related to West Warwick High School.
Oh, that's funny. I have the Magic Word here. It's the school newspaper.
Really?
Yeah, it's produced monthly. It's also online at themagicwordonline.com.
I'll check it out.
All right, cool.
From the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumberyards. One simple call does it all.
How would you like a $500 Visa gift card for your holiday shopping? Black Friday, November 29th, Central Auto Group, CT.com. Your #1 buying destination, the home of Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and Pre-owned. Gives you a $500 Visa gift card when you buy any new or used vehicle. This is your opportunity to drive away a vehicle and have an extra $500 to spend on anything you want. At Central Auto Group, get the best price, best selection, and best service. Why shop anywhere else when you get all at one location? Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and Pre-owned. Drive a little and save a lot. It's simple. You buy any new or used vehicle from Central Auto Group on Black Friday and get a $500 Visa gift card. Wow! Only at Central Auto Group, CT.com, exit 28, I-395. If you go anywhere else, you're paying too much.
Your #1 buying destination, Central Auto Group.
See dealer for details.
It's no wonder LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Only LiftMaster has patented MyQ technology, which alerts you if you forgot to close your garage door and lets you close it from anywhere, anytime with built-in Wi-Fi technology. It also has battery backup, so you can get in even when the power's out. A new garage door opener is the perfect gift you can open every day. You can visit FaganDoor.com to get started.
Warwick Mall has all the conveniences for shopping with more than 80 retailers, community events, a 12-screen movie theater, carousel food court, and fine restaurants. Warwick Mall has free parking and is conveniently located, offering convenience for your hectic schedule. You can shop at Warwick Mall, Rhode Island's favorite family mall.
The company is called HempWorks. If you haven't heard of it, you soon will. HempWorks produces life-changing products made from hemp plants grown on American farms. CBD is just one of the oils HempWorks uses to improve health and overall well-being. From tinctures and topical pain-relieving ointments to CBD pet oil and body lotions, shampoos, even coffee and creamers, HempWorks pure quality products will improve your life and all carry a 60-day guarantee. For more information, you can visit hempworks.com/oceanstate. That's hempworks.com/oceanstate. For more information locally, you can contact Dave LaMountain at 401-644-4363. That's 401-644-4363. hempworks.com/oceanstate.
It's time for the I-95.1 halftime show. Brought to you by Bank Online. With 20 branch locations in Rhode Island, Bank Online is here for you.
Back at Masnicki Field in West Warwick, it's Coventry 28. The West Warwick Wizards nothing. Game started out pretty well for West Warwick, though. They moved the ball downfield. A couple of runs by DeAndre Chase got him down to about the 20. But a drive stalled, and then from there on, it was all Oakers.
I think, especially that second quarter, John, once Coventry had the wind at their back, it kind of changed their offense up a little bit. And they just took over. I think they just decided, all right, now's the time to do it. We got it. And then you see that's where a lot of their scoring came from. And even though the West Warwick defense played well. Can't blame it on them. Yeah, Nolan had a nice touchdown grab there where he went up and got it. And he had two, if I'm mistake, right?
Yep.
Plus one run around the corner. Did he have the last one?
Yes, he did.
So, Mr. Nolan's having a good day for himself, and he's a senior. This is his day. When you're a senior and you're playing Thanksgiving Day in a game like this, to come up with 3 touchdowns in the first half alone, he could sit at the dining room table today, and everybody will just serve him.
Here's the way it's gone so far. Campanello had a 40-yard run during that 90-yard drive. If you remember, the Oakers started with the ball at the 20-yard line, were penalized 10 yards for holding, and then Campanello ran it to midfield. After that, Nolan, a 2-yard run, the kick failed. Coventry led 6-0 with 9.1 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Coventry got the ball back, and Tucker hit McCarthy on a 21-yard pass play with the wind. Run was added by Nolan. That made it 14-0. Then McCarthy's run to the 13-yard line, a 31-yard run, brought McCarthy for an 8-yard touchdown scamper. Fraterelli added the kick. It was 21-0 with 2:42 left. And then with 1:18 to go, a 38-yard pass play for Tucker to McCarthy. That followed the interception and made it 28-0. So basically 2 touchdowns within 1 minute and 24 seconds. And this thing is broken wide open in the favor of the red and white.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is where the Army cheerleaders are out for commentary over here. We got the camouflage pants and the black sweatshirt. I guess they changed up for this game, I guess. Or is that their dance team? Okay, it's the dance team. They got that. I took my grandson to the Providence College season ticket holder party Sunday, and the dance team was there. Guess who was the only 9-year-old who decided he wanted his picture taken with the dance team?
Can you blame him?
No, I couldn't blame him at all. You know, always the ladies' man. I didn't get that from me. I think his brother Jacob taught him that move. But yeah, I mean, West Warwick right now is in trouble because if they don't at least come up with, I want to call it an attitude. They got to come up and play the second half as hard as they possibly can, or it's going to get ugly early. We already saw some of it at the end of the first half. There's a little frustration coming out. So be smart. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get yourself thrown out because it'll roll over till next year. And, all those things like that are part of what you try to teach these kids. And it's very hard for these freshmen because, they came out of the youth league. They won a couple of championships. This is it, youth league. Are you trying to tell me you got a break?
Okay, we will. With the score, Coventry 28, West Warwick nothing. We'll take this break on I-95.1.
You can see things happening in Rhode Island business, but you may not see us. We're Bank Rhode Island. We don't draw the plans for new buildings or pave new roads, but we are in the picture, delivering commercial banking that empowers new construction and paves the way for new communities across Rhode Island. Signature commercial banking from Bank RI. We don't make things, we make things happen.
Want to make this football season taste better than ever? Here's the play. Dance Place, 880 Victory Highway in West Greenwich. There you score a touchdown on award-winning wings and crafted specialty pizza, a full bar, and tons of fun. Dance Place is the best place for getting together with friends, watching the game, having a cold one, and filling your face with the best wings. Whether lunch or dinner, Dance Place is a game changer. 880 Victory Highway in West Greenwich and dancepizzaplace.com. Ready? Break.
Salute to the champion here at that Mickey Field, the outstanding volleyball, which won a state championship recently, getting its credit. Cheerleaders won. They lost.
They lost.
That's right.
Boys soccer lost in the championship as well. In the championship game, the volleyball, they were up 2 games to none and they lost. And then the cheerleaders won the Interscholastic League game day competition for the 3rd consecutive year. And they're going to go on to defend their state and New England championships this winter.
And they did that without their successfully graduated co-captain, Macy Botello, who is moved on to the University of Rhode Island, as you have.
Yeah, I have. Spending a lot of time down there between football. Now that's over, thank goodness. That program needs some help. Besides a brand new field.
Yeah, but they went into the year thinking that they had the help, that they had that program ready to go, and then all of a sudden it fell flat.
That first game that they had at home, triple overtime loss, which was a heartbreaker, and then from there it was all downhill. But the basketball team's showing some promise.
That's a good. The Providence URI game is.
I can't wait. Week from tomorrow.
You could make a lot of money if you had tickets on.
I have 2. But they're being used.
I'm sure. I didn't ask.
No, I've had some people ask me. They've offered me money for
it. But next year, when I have mine for next year's, then,
Money talks, huh?
Around here it does.
Want to go around the Interscholastic League real quick?
Yes,
before we close
please.
out the.
Basically, before this witty banter comes to an end.
Last
What do you got, Boots?
Last night, St. Ray's over Mount Moses Brown, 34-14.
Oof.
In the second quarter, Pilgrim beating Tollgate, shutting them out 28-0.
There's your Division III champs.
Exactly. LaSalle East Providence, no score. This is from ScoreStream. Cranston, the Battle of Cranston, East and West, no score being reported. Mount Hope, Barrington, no score. Cumberland at Woonsocket, no score. North Smithfield and Situate, no score. Looking for Middletown and as at Portsmouth, they're reporting no score, and so is North Providence and Smithfield.
What about the granddaddy of them all, Wesley and Stonington?
Still 6-0.
Wow.
In the third quarter. Yep. So.
The Wizards will get the ball to begin the second half. Here at Masnicki Field, where it's 28-0. Some people are already waving goodbye over here on the near sideline. But that Ochre sideline and the extended area around the field, people are hanging out. Estimate maybe about $2 or $3 grand here today watching this one.
Oh yeah, you had all of that, John. I mean, and we can't really see, some of the people standing to our right down by the fence, so we have no idea how far that going down.
It's thinned out from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, well, maybe on the West Warwick side.
No, not on the Coventry side.
Not on the Coventry
Nope.
side. They haven't thinned out at all. They're having a good time.
I can see the Wizards, the home side of the field. These bleachers are starting to thin out as well.
Heard a lot about you. That's not a good thing.
Is this where I should say something?
You should be. You're the
Yeah.
host. You're the lead guy. If
Okay.
you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
Well, you want to say something about basketball coming up?
Yeah. Our very first high school basketball game of the season is December 13th at 7 p.m. The Coventry Ochres, the Cranston West Falcons. That game actually at Cranston West Boots. But we take the little jaunt over.
We're going to go to Cranston West. Are they ready for us?
They're ready for us.
Okay.
3 days later, we're at East Greenwich for both the men's and the boys and girls games.
Who are they playing? I don't even look at the schedule.
Coventry Ochres.
Oh, they are, okay.
And then the following day, the 16th, it's first time in
How many years?
years. The Wizards and the Ochres on the basketball court.
Here's the URI cheerleader. Oh, she's leaving.
It's terrible. Why would I stay?
You talking about the weather or the football game? So Macy gets a cameo appearance.
Yeah, she does.
As well as a mention.
Yeah. You get a long mention. We talked about you. Oh, she's going to Orlando, Florida for nationals with URI.
Very nice.
Yes.
Good luck, Mace. How can you not like it down at URI?
I even like it down at URI.
I liked it too, back in the 70s. Now is Savannah with her, or?
No. Savannah was out celebrating her
birthday
her
last
birthday.
night.
Yeah, you saw that.
Oh, I did.
No, sorry.
21st birthday?
22nd.
22nd birthday, the night of Thanksgiving Eve. That was a fun night.
Oh, no, the birthday's not till Tuesday. She just wanted to start yesterday.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Fraterelli, a line drive, and it's taken at the 20-yard line. And a 12-yard gain off the kickoff will give the Wizards a 1st and 10. It was DeAndre Chase who caught the line drive. And I mean caught it. He caught it right in the stomach.
Came over and said something to the assistant. I think I don't know what he was mad about, but somebody pulling down on his jersey or something.
1st and 10 for the West Warwick Wizards. Brady Maeli is the quarterback. DeAndre Chase this time will set up as a wing on the left side. Richie Medeiros wide to the right. And a single setback with Maeli off the shotgun. They come. It's the wing counter for Chase, and he is gang tackled down after a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards. Hatton is there. Cooney is there. Carpinello is there. The last one to impile is Jordan McGowan.
You remember first half, John, we were talking about they were they were running DeAndre right up the middle. You know, those quick pops, and they were having trouble. Making the hole after a while because they put 9 guys up in the box. And I was wondering when they go to that wing counter, and that's the adjustment they made at halftime.
The Wizards are working against the wind. Now they come out with a double wing. Chase left, Schultz right. Miley sends Chase in motion, and it's the counter.
The opposite way.
And they get it to the 40-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 3 to go. Schultz on the carry.
In your local weather report, those trees are moving a lot more than they were a little while ago. I don't know what the wind gusts have been. Plus, it's getting really cloudy. You want to see it start to get a little chilly?
Well, I can tell you that meteorologist Mark Rosenthal said for a normal flag to blow straight out, it takes a gust of 35 miles an hour minimum.
Well, we got to check on the balloons then for the Macy's Day Parade.
They were lowered.
Grounded then?
They were lowered.
Yeah,
they were lowered.
McGowan's got Chase in his grasp and takes him down.
Nowhere.
Lost a couple. It'll be 4th down and 3.
And we're looking at
back at the 40-yard line.
3 here for the Wizards.
They got it. West Warwick's got to come up with this first down. They need a little something that they can, grab onto, because if they don't, they're giving Coventry the ball at the 40-yard line. So the last thing you need is to give Coventry a short field and the wind.
This is where we see the 9 in the box again. And the Wizards take a timeout, so will we.
Timeout, West Warwick.
2 minutes, 5 seconds gone here in the 3rd quarter. West Warwick is taking timeout, down 28-0. Here on I-95.1.
Hey, do you know when the next newspaper meeting is?
Did you watch the morning show?
No, what's that?
You ever wonder where and when school events are, what sporting events are going on, or whose birthday it is? How about what the weather is going to be like today? If you answered yes to any of these questions, the morning show is perfect for you. Recorded every day before school and uploaded to WWHS Wizards on YouTube. With news with Hannah and Olivia, meetings and events with Tiana, weather with Devin, and sports with Olivia. All West Warwick High School information is on the morning show daily at 7:35 a.m.
Hey, let's
John Parenti signs autographs at the newly renovated place tomorrow when I have my traditional Friday whole belly clams. Big play, Wizards here, 4th down and 3. A late arrival onto the field. Guzman finally shows up and sets up a left tackle. DeAndre Chase found a little bit of a seam and got enough for a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
That's all just the whole belly clam, no clam cakes, no chowder, no French fries, nothing to go like that to go with it.
Good stuff.
That's one way to avoid Black Friday, whatever they call it.
Yeah. No, I won't be shopping. The combat shopping season begins tomorrow.
Yeah, no. This is the stay off Route 2 until March season.
1st and 10 Wizards. And again, they come out in the double wing. Schultz right, Chase left. Miley out of the shotgun formation, sends a man in motion, and hands off. And for a gain of 5 yards is Principe.
Principe had a nice run there going, and all of a sudden it pulled up to a sudden halt.
Manageable for the West
When for Coventry, 55 for Coventry, Richard Bernard just kind of introduced himself, wrapped him up, and put him down.
So a gain of 6 by Principe. That'll make Grandpa Bob happy. Nick Cantor of the Kent County Daily Times has shown up. He's over here on the near sideline.
Hi, Nick. Time.
Briefcase in hand. Again, it's Chase, the wingback on the left side. And Miley sends him in motion, gives him the football. Check it. He faked the handoff to Chase, but gave it, I think, to Nolan Hines, who was the back in motion.
The tailback, yeah, he got kind of caught up there. I think it was Hines, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, Nolan Hines. He got about a yard in, and all of a sudden it just closed on him.
3rd and 3. Nolan looks at McCarthy.
Update in Stonington. Westerly takes a 14-0 lead, middle of the third quarter.
Go Bulldogs. Medeiros, wide right side. Schultz now the wing back on the right, for sure. Chase on the left. Maele, long count. Hoker showing blitz. Chase gets the ball. DeAndre turns it opposite way and gets first down at the 44. Fumble on the play, and the ball is going to go to...
No, they're calling him down. The referee on the side here said he was down, so...
McGowan was in West Warwick territory saying, we got it, we got it, we got it, we got it.
They called him down at the 44.
There has not yet been a fumble in this game. There's been one interception,
Jordan,
which led to that cover
Jordan
touchdown.
McGowan was like Thanksgiving memories. He was off and running.
Yeah, remember that fumble recovery I had?
20 years ago, they took it back.
First down, 1st and 10.
I caught a fish this big, this big, this big. 1st and 10, Wizards. From the 44. Maele looks and throws. It's incomplete. At the feet of Richard Medeiros, he was drawing a crowd.
Yeah,
Kelly is there.
Yeah, like
Nolan
3
is there.
guys wrapped
McCarthy
around
is
him.
there.
There were more white shirts there for that reception than there were black ones.
More white shirts than the local laundry.
Well, if Wesley holds on to win, that'll be a nice going away present for Coach Dwayne Miranda.
That's right. Dwayne Miranda, our buddy, calling his final game as the head coach
How long has he been
of
down?
Wesley
4
Bulldogs.
years.
That's it?
Yeah.
To become the assistant athletic director at Prout.
Yes.
Oh.
It's still going to be a firefighter, sorry.
2nd down and 10. And legal procedure will be called against the Wizards.
Bring him back a few.
Well, he could go watch some Exeter West Greenwich Prout games.
Second in, then some.
Co-op team.
True.
Here we are, ladies
Ball
and
brought back to
gentlemen,
the 49-yard line, the Coventry side of midfield.
The cheerleaders are excited. The band
It's
is playing
28-0.
gloriously. Why not visit Gallows Snack Shack for a little treat? And here we are. Back
I'll
to the
break
action.
the Wizards offense with Medeiros going wide right side. Schultz sets up as a slot back. It's Hines and Chase at the wings. Maele looks, throws a middle screen, which is going to bring the ball back to the original line of scrimmage to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, they took
And they
DeAndre
get
Chase,
some
who
yards
was
there, a little screen
over
pass
the
to
near
Sean
side
Schultz.
on the
From Braden Maele.
play, backed up like he was a receiver for
We're
the
looking at about
screen, hoping to pull some defenders
3rd and
with
10,
him, and then they put
3rd and
the
11.
middle screen.
In Coventry territory. 6:30 left to play.
You know, you talked about how many games I've done.
Yep.
Guy next to me, Jim Hart's about 300 games into his career as the timekeeper here.
Oh, he's a rookie.
Maele drops back, throws a little pass that's taken by a lineman. That's probably going to be an eligible man downfield.
With all the
Chase
yellow,
was right there. Let's talk about this one.
he was standing right next to him.
Guzman was there with Chase. They were wrestling the ball from each other. Guzman didn't realize that Chase was right there. And it's going to be an eligible man downfield.
If I was Dave Cato right now, I'd be in there arguing. Yeah, but he tipped it a little, and so Guzman had to catch it. It'd be worth a shot, you know.
Question is, does Dave think that fast? Apparently not. An eligible downfield against the Wizards.
A penalty on West Warwick, and that'll bring them back. Moving in the wrong direction.
Usually when your numbers are in the 60s and 70s and the ball is headed towards you, let it go.
Yep.
It's not yours. Somebody else is near you.
Repeat after me. I'm a lineman. I'm a lineman. 4th down now for the Wizards. They get a loss of down in that play as well.
We've got a 4th and forever for West Warwick right now with 6 minutes left in the 3rd.
Jim Hart says 4th and 20, 19.
Another score
A
update.
lot.
Cumberland 7, Woonsocket nothing. Halfway through the 3rd quarter.
Woonsocket's still recovering from beating East Greenwich.
Boy, wasn't that a game.
Yes, it was.
Decided on the very final play. DeAndre Chase going to try some room on the right side. DeAndre's going to go forward to the 40-yard line or so before the rugby scrum exists. it'll be a Coventry football.
He came around that corner with if you could see his face through the face mask, it had to have one of those angry bull looks, because he was going to be convinced nobody was taking him down. You can just tell by his attitude coming around, and you love to see that, especially in a kid that's a freshman.
So the ball at the 41-yard line, Coventry's own 41. And for the next 5 minutes and 41 seconds or so, Coventry will have to win that there back behind Will Turner and company.
I'll have to send Willie Edwards a text and tell him his number is showing a lot of pride out there today.
On 1st and 10, McCarthy goes in motion. It's a counter, and it's Carpinello. Nick battles through, has a first down, and he nearly broke it.
He nearly broke that. Come on, show me the number 20. Okay, now I can say who it is. Yeah, because if it's not for Jonathan Rudolph, that thing was gone. He had nothing but grass in front of him, managed to trip him up as he went by him. So
And they convert. They have another.
I don't want to say anything, but the stands are kind of thinning out here on the West Warwick. So
Yeah, it's time to think dinner.
49-yard line.
I thought dinner when I got up. And I don't have to make it this year. That's even better.
Ball at the 49. And they'll come out of the Wildcat again as Turner goes wide to the left side. Nolan will accept the snap from Jordan McGowan. McCarthy goes in motion. Nolan's going to ramble his way forward. Might have gotten a yard or so, no more. Schultz is there, and so is Petrarca. Glad to see Jaden back in the ball game. He went down with an injury in the second quarter, but now seeing action again for the Orange and Black. 2nd down and 9.
Now Coventry wants to take advantage. Now's the time to do it. If they've got the wind at their back, so if they want to make a statement like they did at the end of the first half, it's got to be starting now.
Wides left and right. Flanker back on the left side. Slot man on the left side as well. And the handoff from Turner goes to Carpinello. Nick trying to bust it open. He's got some room. Carpinello to the 30, to the 20, and finally taken down by Nolan Hines at the 17-yard line.
You know what I like about Nick? When he comes through the line of scrimmage, I notice he has both arms around that football. Somebody taught him very early on that when you're getting through the line of scrimmage, you got to have that ball wrapped up.
And what do we have, a penalty here?
However,
going to bring this back to the 43-yard line.
looks like it's coming back.
Well, they're not going to be happy about that one because that was all Nick. What's this, an egg and cheese delivery for the
Brian's mom.
TV side?
Thanks, Brian's mom.
Isn't he a lucky guy?
I know, it is.
Yeah, Mark could have gone to Dunkin' Donuts for the rest of us.
Turner this time with 2 setbacks. Now McCarthy, one of them, will accept the swing pass and will be taken down near the very original line of scrimmage.
Taken down right where he caught the ball, too. That was it DeAndre? I think it was.
It was.
DeAndre Chase that pulled him down. He was sitting there waiting for it.
Keaton Nunes comes in the ball game. Out goes Corey Boisvert in the West Warwick lineup. 3rd down now and 10. So Alex Santilli will flank wide to the right side. Nolan in the slot. Kelly on the opposite side. And Will Turner rolls out to the right side. Sets, looks, throws. It is complete to Nolan. Lot of room. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Sean Nolan. Touchdown Oakers. It's 34-0.
And smile on Boots' face is like,
Reception and a touchdown.
I told you, they had to do it with the wind, and that was the time to do it. He get down that sideline, the ball. I mean, you could not have put the ball in a better place. He was all by himself. Perfect pass, and he never had to slow down. It was on stride. Everything you need to do for success was there. And Mr. Nolan, Sean Nolan, a senior, is having himself quite a senior Thanksgiving Day for Coventry with his 4th touchdown.
That's it's his 2nd touchdown. And a run for conversion. I don't know.
Didn't he have one down the sideline?
McCarthy's got 3.
McCarthy's got it. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Sean's still happy.
Fraterelli, this one's going to be good.
Barely
reached the crossbar.
By about 3 inches, but it went over.
A big point nonetheless if you're us, because the clock is going to start running from this point on. 3:04 left to play here in the ball game. The score, Coventry 35.
Heading to Cornerstone Pub on Route 3 in Exeter. It's where friends and family meet for the best wings, burgers, chicken marsala, New York strip steak, and a variety of daily specials. Cornerstone has homemade soups, desserts, and pasta dishes. Open 7 days a week. Cornerstone Pub, 273 Newsnack Hill Road in Exeter, just off Interstate 95, exit 5A. CornerstonePubRI.com.
It's the Black Friday Bonanza, only at MyWhalingCity.com. Hi, I'm Filippo, and Whaling City is the place to be. This Friday and Saturday only. Buy any new vehicle in stock at Dealer Invoice and get $500. Buy any vehicle in stock at Dealer Invoice and get a $500 Visa gift card. The 29th and 30th, Whaling City, your Black Friday headquarters. MyWhalingCity.com, 475 Broad and Combe, 860-443-CITY.
Rich Madeira is taken down after accepting the ball at about the 15-yard line on the line drive by Fraterelli.
Why is the clock stop?
Richard Medeiros brings the ball up. And West
He's watching them.
Boots is getting very upset.
That's all right.
Third quarter.
Down to 1:54, and the clock is running.
And about the 29-yard line.
West Warwick first and 10. Excuse me.
Well, this is kind of what, to be honest with you, I expected coming into this, only because of the difference in experience with Coventry versus West Warwick. West Warwick just doesn't have those extra guys in the size to match up, especially with the defensive line that Coventry has.
There's the counter again.
No, it's a double.
And Sean Schultz, not much.
They faked it to DeAndre. That got kind of busted up, and they came back the other way with Schultz, and by then the defensive line was all in the backfield, so that wasn't going to go very far.
Tom McCarthy, the lights one doing well.
It's frustrating for West Warwick. But the kids have to remember, you're a freshman. You get a chance to come back.
Stonington put 7 on the board, 14-7. Westerly up.
Richie Medeiros, wide right side. He's a good interview. Chase, wingback left side. This time Hines is the wingback on the right. DeAndre the ball. They're looking for him, and they gun him down at the 38-yard line. Shy of the first down by a couple. Taken down by McGowan and company, and it'll be third down and a couple.
About 1 yard to go as the third quarter comes to a close with 20 seconds left.
Down to the final 20 seconds. And the clock running, and it looks like the Wizards just going to run out the quarter here and go with the wind on third down and 1. And that's exactly what will happen. So we'll pause here at Maznicki Field. We're 3/4 of the way through, and the Oakers are up 35. Coventry 35, the Wizards nothing on I-95.1.
Williamson Law is a trusted use or vaping is an epidemic, with 1 in 5 using them, but it's not safe for young people.
Our brains continue to grow until our mid-20s.
Nicotine use can change the way our brains grow, and not for the better.
The part of our brain that makes decisions, calculates risk, learns, and helps memory.
Plus, nicotine can hotwire our brains for other addictions.
Not water vapor, not harmless, and not cool.
And running backs relied on him to deliver quality passes, and he did. Now Kent County relies on Wayne and his staff at Miller Electric to provide quality electrical repair and service, whether it's large or small, residential or commercial. From minor installations to complete rewiring, you can count on Miller Electric to get the job done right. Emergency repairs too. Miller Electric, 828-0087. That's 828-0087.
Actually going to be third and less than a yard as we bring you back to Maznicki Field for the final 12 minutes of the high school football season. This is where typically you would see the old wedge.
Yeah, that is the way to.
And that's what you're going to see here.
He's the way to keep the ball on the ground. But,
did McGowan stop it?
yeah, it looks
Or
that
did-
way. I see a 4 up there.
Yep, it's going to be fourth down. DeAndre Chase stacked up at the line of scrimmage. They moved Jordan McGowan into the middle of the defensive line.
I'd like to say hi to the 27 people listening and watching us.
And we want to thank the gang, Brian Lynch and, of course, Eric White, and the gang at Wizard TV for making us a part of their Thanksgiving Day.
Speaking with Brian, we will have, they will do limited basketball games.
Good, so will we.
We're trying to coordinate Brian and I. I really do want him there at Coventry. We'll make room for him on the table.
On fourth down, Chase this time taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Nick Carpinello. And there's nobody happier than Ryan Kelly.
Yeah, nobody unhappier than DeAndre. He got a smoke job done on him over there. He's kind of limping as he comes off. He plays so hard that, eventually that catches up to you a little bit. Because you can see him limping off. I mean, he's just. It's the time where you go, DeAndre, take a seat, enjoy yourself, just sit down and relax. You're done for the day. There is no need to make this kid go back out there. Not in this game.
So it is 1st and 10 for the Okers in the final 10 minutes of the football game. In motion goes McCarthy. Will Turner's going to scramble, going to look, going to let it go. Intended for Ward. Jake's got it, and he's down at the 8-yard line.
That was just a jump ball, and
a big pass play.
Guess what? A little more height on the tight end from Coventry than it was on the corner from West Warwick back there.
32-yard pass play to Ward. From Tucker. And Tucker has really acclimated himself. That was against the wind, Ray.
I know it, yeah. Don Meredith is here. He'd be singing Turn Out the Lights.
Clock running and running and running with 9:21. The ball, the nose of the ball is on the end zone side of the 10-yard line, so it is technically 1st and goal for Coventry. Out of the Wildcat, they come again. Nolan will keep.
No, he won't.
No, he won't. It's a good fake. The ball goes down to the 2-yard line.
I had no idea where that ball ended up. Who ended up carrying it?
It wasn't McCarthy. It must have been Carpinello.
Was it? I don't know. I'm looking. I think you're right. I think it was Carpinello, but they had, it's Yeah, it was Carpinello. They had all people moving all over the place. That was really good ball handling on that one.
And the Okers take a timeout. So a timeout on the field and 8:42 left to play. When we come back, Okers 35 Wizards nothing at I-95.1.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that Europe just passed a new copyrights law. I wish there was something more related to the school, though.
Hey Nick, what are you reading?
Oh, just Kent County Times.
Oh really, that's cool.
I just wish it was more related to West Warwick High School.
Oh, that's funny. I have the magic word here. It's the school newspaper.
Really?
Yeah, it's produced monthly. It's also online at themagicwordonline.com.
I'll check it out.
All right, cool.
with an X.com/Ocean State. For more information locally, you can contact Dave LaMountain at 401-644-4363. That's 401-644-4363. Hempworks with an X.com/Ocean State.
The Okers go with an interior pass, which fell incomplete when the ball was dropped. And now it is 3rd down and 3 to go with 8 minutes and 2 seconds and the clock running here in the football game. Again, out of the Wildcat they come. Sean Nolan barking signals, waiting for Jordan McGowan. Snap. He's got it. Fumble on the play, and it's recovered by the Wizards.
That was going to be a fake handoff. That was going to be a fake handoff, and what was going to happen was Nolan was going to keep it. And they will take over. He kind of got the ball up on the shoulder pads a little bit, lost control of it, and West Warwick recovers. So But they got a long ways to go. 90, what do we got, about 90, 96 yards for a score?
93.
94, somewhere in there.
And
it's a long way to go,
left.
let's put it that way.
From the far sidelines, the strains of Oakers will shine. Coming in pretty clearly. The West Warwick band was here. They're not here now.
No, they're not.
DeAndre Chase on first down, gang tackled. And it'll be second down.
Need more than a band for points. We need like a miracle.
With the running clock, yeah. Down to 7 minutes left to play. Miley comes in with the play.
Their marching band is amazing. I don't know how they're playing this shit. Well, that's it.
Keaton Nunes will set up wide right side.
6:45 left in the game. Second
Principe,
and
the
10
wing
for
back on the left.
Miley in the shotgun.
Our left. Actually, to Miley's right. Principe goes in motion. Jesse gets the ball. Nearly taken down to the 5. Able to get it. He coughs it up, and the ball is recovered.
I don't know who
by the
caught that
Wizards.
one. By the Wizards. All right.
Hines unpiled.
We have to have a rookie police officer down here on the field because there's two officers down there. One's all bundled up, and the girls down there, no hat, no jacket, no gloves. I said on the field. I didn't say.
Oh no, he's not a rookie either. They're not.
She's not.
No, they both. Neither one are. One on the right is a school resource officer, and the other one is a patrol woman.
It's 3rd and 12. The Wizards have the ball
West Warwick after the fumble.
at the 6-yard line. And tall order here for Miley and company. Brady's going to look, hand off to DeAndre Chase, and they're going to envelop him shy of the 10-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
Which shows you how far we're getting when we're worried about whether or not the police officers are dressed properly for the sidelines. Up here.
Could be the first punt of the day here, gentlemen.
Yeah, well, he's got the wind. No, there was one in the first half. Remember he had a knuckleball?
Yep. We haven't seen Cam O'Brien at the Oakers all day.
Haven't needed him.
De Silva sets up at his goal line. Relatively tight, I think, Ray, huh?
4th down.
Now he steps back a yard or so. The punt underway. It's going to be Santilli who will let it ride at the 45. Takes the commentary roll to the 44. And the Oakers will have the ball for one last time. So with the score, Coventry 35, West Warwick nothing. Time out on the field here on I-95.1.
Is heading to Cornerstone Pub on.
Hey, do you know when the next newspaper meeting is?
Did you watch the morning show?
No, what's that?
You ever wonder where and when school events are, what sporting events are going on, or whose birthday it is? How about what the weather is going to be like today? If you answered yes to any of these questions, the morning show is perfect for you. Recorded every day before school and uploaded to WWHS Wizards on YouTube. With news with Hannah and Olivia, meetings and events with Tiana, weather with Devin, and sports with Olivia. All West Warwick High School information is on the morning show daily at 7:35 a.m.
Call a timeout. Now let's keep it here. I'll tell you what's going on.
Stanley had to put some of his other kids in. That's what I'm surprised at. It's a big difference. You couldn't hear me. Shut me off. I was just saying, John. I'd like to see some clean white uniforms out there. Some kids that haven't had a chance to play today. Now would be the time to do it. Okay, you're good.
Okay. Clock showing 4:30. It's stopped right now during the timeout. With the score 35-0. 3 touchdowns by Tom McCarthy. 2 touchdowns by Nolan. Will Turner has thrown 3.
And don't forget the Oker defense. They have just stifled anything West Warwick's tried to do defensively.
Made the adjustments right after Chase led them downfield first time around.
And that was it. We got trips over here on the left.
Will Turner will throw. It's Santilli on the reception. Alex to the 32, 37-yard line.
Flag come flying out.
Flag on the play.
DeAndre Chase and Sean Nolan just kind of slapping each other on the back. And
Yeah, that was an old Patriots play. You line up with trips on the left, making it look like they're sending three guys down, and when what happens, two release, one guy backs up, here comes a couple of linemen, and what you've got is a screenplay ready to go.
So about a 10-yard penalty on the play.
clock continues to run with 35. 3:35 left to play. And it'll be first down and long, a hold called against the Okers.
And while the clock's running and we got a chance, just want to say thank you to working with you and Bootsy this year. It was fun. Had a good time.
And us with you, Raymond, as
We had
always.
fun. Always a good time.
McCarthy trying to find running room on the far side, trying to turn the corner. Did so. Got to the 40-yard line, still on his feet, taken down to the 39. It'll be second down and maybe 5 or so, but no more than that. On a good run by Tom McCarthy.
Saying hello to a Wizard alumni, Joanna Fitton, listening up in Waterville, Maine.
Hey, Joanna Fitton.
She's up there.
She's up there. She just sent me a text message on Facebook. Happy Thanksgiving.
She watching the game?
Watching and listening to the game.
Judy Carbone's out in California doing the same thing. I'm sure.
Coventry 35, West Warwick 0.
Never misses it. And we thank all of our people who have downloaded the app
2.5 left to
and
play.
are listening now. McCarthy in motion. Nolan keeps. Nolan goes up the middle. Nolan down to the 35-yard line or so.
Just kind of squirreled his way in there. Just kept himself low and the legs driving, knees never hit, so he got himself almost a first down. Third and about a yard, if that.
Third and maybe a half yard. Turner comes in once again. Will with 2:04 to go.
But I think we got to remind the West Warwick people, your kids are getting better. Next year we'll look at something different. I mean, we counted up the seniors. Coventry loses a lot of people this year.
Mm-hmm. But Will Turner's back, so is Carpinello.
Yeah, which is a nice place to start.
Nolan kind of a naked bootleg. Close to first down yardage, may have it. There's only 1:35 seconds to go. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll get them up here. But the Warwick Mall players of the game, I've got 2 selections that I got to pass by my buddies over here.
You have 2 certificates?
Coventry converts.
Here's one.
They get the first down here.
Here's the other.
10.
Yeah, I do.
I'm going with Carpinello as one of them.
Under a minute left to play.
We'll talk about it during the break.
They can pretty much.
My 2 do not include Nick Carpinello. Give you a hint, my 2 are seniors.
No,
First and 10.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Okers. Up by a comfortable 35 with the clock running. And here once again, to the left side, goes Tom McCarthy. Steps out of bounds at the 25.
Moves out of bounds.
A flag goes down on a late
Flag
hit
on the play.
as Leo Salazar will get called for the late hit. And we'll see how this goes. And they will stop the clock.
Sean Nolan. Would that be one of them?
That's one of them. And the guy with 3 touchdowns.
And Mr. McCarthy, Tom McCarthy. Yeah, that sounds good.
That may be your job to go down and get them. They're 2 quality kids, too.
Yeah, I'll do it now while the clock is running. 30 seconds. All right, I'll go get
Stanley uses one more timeout.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless of the score, folks, this is a great moment for a lot of these boys. Their last
The Okers will run one more play.
Some great experiences, great friendships, fantastic moments.
And will go victory formation? Looks like he will. No, he won't.
For the Wizards and
He's
the
out of the
Okers.
shotgun.
And all the
He will take the knee, and that will do it.
Warren McCarthy, right?
Thank you one and all for coming out to Masnicki Field today.
It's over. Coventry has come up with their second win in as many years for the first time since 1992. Your final here at McCarthy Masnicki Field, not McCarthy Stadium. It's no longer baseball season. Good grief. Final here, the Oakers 35, the Wizards nothing. Back with the announcement of the Warwick Mall players of the game coming up here on I-95.1.
$500 Visa gift card for your holiday shopping. Black Friday, November 29th, Central Auto Group, CT.com. Your #1 buying destination, the home of Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and Pre-owned. Gives you a $500 Visa gift card when you buy any new or used vehicle. This is your opportunity to drive away a vehicle and have an extra $500 to spend on anything you want. At Central Auto Group, you always get the best price, best selection, and best service. Why shop anywhere else when you get all at one location? Ford, Mazda, Hyundai, Volkswagen, and Pre-owned. Drive a little and save a lot. It's simple. You buy any new or used vehicle from Central Auto Group on Black Friday and get a $500 Visa gift card. Wow! Only at Central Auto Group, CT.com, exit 28, I-395. If you go anywhere else, you're paying too much.
Your #1 buying destination, Central Auto Group.
See dealer for details.
Hey Amanda, how much does it cost to send a kid to college? Annual costs in New England can top $60,000.
Smart devices are amazing, most of the time.
Hey Amanda, how are we going to afford to send 3 kids to college? What do I look like, Washington Trust?
When tricky financial questions come up, ask Washington Trust. Because sometimes the most important connection is a human. Washington Trust. Trusted advisor since 1800. Visit AskWashTrust.com. FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When Wayne Miller quarterbacked for the West Warwick Wizards, his receivers and running backs relied on him to deliver quality passes. And he did. Now, Kent County relies on Wayne and his staff at Miller Electric to provide quality electrical repair and service. Whether it's large or small, residential or commercial, from minor installations to complete rewiring, you can count on Miller Electric to get the job done right. Emergency repairs, too. Miller Electric, 828-0087. That's 828-0087.
Welcome to Finetco, a family of lumber yards started in Rhode Island with Coventry Lumber, Rhode Island's first and best drive-through lumber yard. You can visit Finetco at Coventry Lumber in Rhode Island, West Haven Lumber and Waterford Building Supply in Connecticut, and E.L. Morse Lumber in Massachusetts. With our strategic locations, we cover your needs from the New York border to Cape Cod and the greater Boston area, with a standard of best-in-class products for your design and building projects. Coventry Lumber and the Finetco family of lumber yards. One simple call does it all.
It's now time for the Dance Place Post-Game Show on Power 95.1. Dance Place just off exit 5B Victory Highway, West Greenwich. Now back to John Perez, Ray Doobie, and Johnny Boots.
Thanksgiving Day 2019 is over. The Coventry Okers have beaten West Warwick for the first time in consecutive years since 1991 and 92, 35-0 the final score. On 3 touchdown runs by Tom McCarthy and a couple of touchdowns by Sean Nolan. Very simple. Will Turner threw 3 touchdown passes. I'll go through the entire thing in a minute or so, but Will Turner threw 3 touchdown passes after getting acclimated to the McCarthy. There I go again with the McCarthy thing. The Masnicki Field. Happy Thanksgiving, Jim. Jim Hart riding by. Now I can concentrate. Will Turner threw 3 touchdown passes here at Masnicki Field after getting acclimated to very badly thrown balls during the warm-ups. But they don't count in warm-ups. They count when the clock is running. And the clock ran and ran and ran. And the Ogres were robbed of their 7th touchdown on a fumble recovery by the Wizards late in the game. Here's the way the scoring went. Scoreless for a while until 9 seconds remained in the first quarter. When Nolan went over from the 2 on the Wildcat, the kick failed, 6-0 Coventry. And then Turner to McCarthy for 21 yards. The Nolan run made it 14-0. Fraterelli's kick came after the 3rd touchdown as McCarthy set himself up with a 31-yard run to the 13. McCarthy then going over from the 8. With 2:42 left to play in the half, it was 21-0. A minute and 24 seconds later, Turner threw to McCarthy for 38 yards. That was following an interception on the far sideline, and it was 28-0 at halftime. 3rd quarter began, 48 yards, Tucker to Nolan. Sean had easy, breezy room to travel, and the final score, 35-0 after the Fraterelli kick. The Trust the Process flag flying proudly on the far sideline. We expect Sean Nolan and Tom McCarthy to be up here.
I told Coach. He said he would send them. They're a little busy right now. I think their seniors are happy.
Relishing in their victory.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them. Yeah.
Coventry, they just dominated this game from the second quarter on. Like the first, everybody kind of felt their way through the first quarter, and that goes back to what we said pregame. It's been so long since they played. It takes you a while to kind of gear up, but then once that offense geared up, it was Katie bar the door. I mean, West Warwick couldn't do anything to stop them.
And the other thing was they made some type of a defensive change after that first series by the Wizards.
Yep.
Because it was all DeAndre Chase, and they brought the ball down 40-some-odd yards, or 60-some-odd yards from the 20 to the 20. I think Stanley's going to come up here, too. And we'll talk a little bit.
Them? Can you see them?
I can see Stanley.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
Followed by about 1,500 Oakers, so maybe they're all coming up here.
Yeah, oh, boy.
I don't think we have enough time to interview them before Thanksgiving ends.
Yeah, but we were talking about that, while we're waiting for the guys to get up here. But they started out looking at basically like a six-man front, four linemen, two linebackers there. That was kind of their way of controlling the middle, and it wasn't quite enough against Chase because it was easy enough to block it man-to-man. But then they moved it to like almost 9 guys in a box, and at some point 10. I mean, they had a deep safety, and that was it. And the other 10 players were within three yards of the line of scrimmage, and that just shut the offense for West Warwick down. I mean, they couldn't get anywhere. And the size, too, and we never really talked about it, but the size of the Coventry defensive line was making it very hard for West Warwick to move the ball because they don't have the linemen right now to match up to it. And so you had freshmen trying to push some really big seniors out of the way, and that just wasn't going to work.
And we talked at length about Hatton and Cooney and McGowan and Carpinello and Ward, that front 5 of the Oakers that disrupted DeAndre Chase and disrupted the Wizards' operational mode in offense.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did, and it basically became, the 5 guys in the front were taking care of the tackles, the center, and the outside, and then you had 4 linebackers behind them plugging every gap, so they had somebody on everybody's head and covering every gap that possibly West Warwick could go through. There was a big person to get out of the way. So from that point of view, just a quick adjustment by the Coventry coaches in terms of how their defense set up really was the point where the game turned. And then that second quarter when they had the wind at their back and just took advantage of it, ground the ball, threw the ball, weren't afraid to do it, made some nice plays, and that was kind of the ball game. This one was over after the second quarter.
I was going to ask this to the kids if they make it up here, but I'll ask you, Ray. The system is in place. Now you lose a McCarthy, you lose a Nolan, you lose Sean Kelly, you lose Jordan McGowan defensively. You lose, what did they say, a dozen seniors? 17 seniors.
17 seniors.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But is the process now in place that Coventry can move on from Thanksgiving Day 2019 to opening day of 2020 with just as much success?
Well, I think it is because you're saying 17 seniors, but the first thing you got to do is go back and count and say, okay, of the 17 seniors, how many were impact players? Not all 17, because you had a sophomore running back, you've got a junior quarterback, you get 2 sophomore running backs, if I remember right.
Correct.
And so you've got, and you've got a couple of sophomores and juniors that are your key linemen. So when you put all that together, yeah, you're going to have to fill some spaces, but it's not like of the 22 guys on the field for Coventry, 20 of them were seniors. It wasn't. So flip side, West Warwick only had 2 seniors. So there's only one way they're going to go, and that's the year of experience that these guys have moves them up. And I think next year you're going to hopefully say, who's walking across right now with the trophy? I can't see. They got the winning trophy being proudly carried, and I'll put money it's a senior, but I can't see exactly what the number is. And I think either coach forgot to tell our boys that we wanted to talk to them, or we'll have to mail them their, or I can run out and give it to them at the bus.
Jordan McGowan is actually carrying the championship trophy, which has a pretty long history and goes back to the days when the United States Army sponsored the trophy. Nate Brown and company handed the trophy to the victorious team, and it's kind of transpired over the course of years, and now it's just handed off to Jordan McGowan, who will walk off.
There were a few years that I handed off at the senior banquet, the Army medal that went to the senior athlete from West Warwick. We were doing that for 6-7 years. I always remember Steve Alves, late Steve Alves, busted my chops one night, and he goes, "How come you don't have any stripes on your uniform?" Because he was looking for the sergeant stripes, this stripe, that stripe. So I waited till the following year, and I came back, and I said, "Steve, this is why I don't have stripes on my uniform. They're on the pants, they're on the sleeves. I'm an officer. I get a pin." Oh, okay. I ran it, speaking of Steve Alves, I ran into his buddy Alves. It was his 84th birthday Saturday. There was a program for Pat Serper, and he was there. I ran into a bunch of people, I know. So, I don't know. I don't think we have the boys.
Well, we congratulate Sean Nolan and Tom McCarthy on their entry into the list of those who have won the Warwick Mall Player of the Game Award. And they will get a $30 gift certificate from the folks of Warwick Mall to use on whatever they want.
And if you use it, guys, make sure you call John when you're going, because he needs a pretzel from Annie's.
Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Boots, Mr. Doobie.
Yes, sir.
Again, enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner.
You do the same.
Absolutely will.
We will
Same
do
to
the
you.
same. I do see Aiden Lynn down here as well. Stand out from last year's Wizard team, who's making his way out of Masnicki Field.
Stand out at Worcester Polytech this year.
Yes, exactly.
Stand out.
Where the Wizards have fallen to the Coventry Okers by 35 points. So, for Johnny Boots, for Ray Doobie, I'm John Parenti. So long, see you during basketball season, which begins December 13th. Your final here today, the Coventry Okers 35, the West Warwick Wizards, nothing.